Hello, and welcome to another episode of Manifest Actual Play. As you can see, setting has changed for myself and Addie. Addie's basically outside.
This porch is great.
Addie and I have completed the first phase of our move. We are now shacked up at my family's house for a little while, and then our setting will change again as we go and move into another locale. And around that time, Dan and Roman's setting might also change. Whoa. Anyways, fun, cool stuff is happening in our lives, and you get a very small square window into it.
That's all you want, trust me.
But we are here to play some Manifest Actual Play. I am Tommy Cotton. With me, as always, Dan Barron, Addie Gia, Seth Lilly, Roman Milan. And before we get into the gameplay and the recap, we have a few announcements to pass around. So, Seth, how about you take it away?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you may know, today is the 1-year anniversary of the death of George Floyd. He was murdered by police officers. So right now I'm trying to kind of advocate for the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act that is trying its darndest to get through Congress. So the part of the act that bans carotid holds, requires use of body cameras for police officers, makes it easier to prosecute police officers and police departments. So you can write and call your senators. There's a link to Amnesty International down here or over here if you have it to the side, and that has like instructions. It gives you a script, it gives you the phone number. They basically just call you and you can read the script and add anything that you want to your message. So yeah, that link's in the chat. Also, the goal of this is to help end racist policies and laws and all of that terrible stuff. Also, May 20th, Mike Brown Jr. would have turned 25. Mike Brown Jr., he was killed in Ferguson also by a police officer. His death sparked national unrest over the police abuse of power. So you can donate to any of your community support organizations. Use your resources, whatever you can give, whatever your bandwidth is. It's always helpful. The first charity is Chosen for Change. These are both charities by Mike Brown Jr.'s parents. Mike Brown Sr. runs Chosen for Change, and then also We Love Our Sons and Daughters Foundation, headed by Leslie McSpadden. And then, of course, you can also go to blacklivesmatter.com, I believe. It's either .com or .org. I'm sure that there is a link. Is it .com? It's org.org. Nailed it. Because it's not commercial. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. So blacklivesmatter.org also has a lot of links to different community organizations and groups to donate to and also find ways to help. So anything you can. And I'll send it back to you, Tommy.
All right. Actually, Addie, do we have any announcements about Manifest or the stream in general?
We're here every week on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock.
That's true.
If you want to get that sweet alert that we've gone live, go ahead and hit that follow button down below. And also, if you love our content and you want to help us have a better backdrop, you can subscribe. Every dollar, bit, subscription, shout out, all that good stuff that you gift to us goes straight back into the stream for equipment and quality of production. That is about it. We're on social media, Facebook and Twitter primarily. We've also got our Discord for those who backed the game, either through pre-orders or through the Kickstarter proper. And then we also have a secret Instagram. You can find all of those at Manifest the RPG or on Twitter, Manifest RPG, because someone sniped Manifest the RPG from us, which is wild.
They were trying to manifest an RPG, I think.
How dare. And you can also go to our very sad looking website, manifesttherpg.com, for links to all of those places. You can also find us personally on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I'm at Addie Gia. And Tommy, you can find at the Jolly Poncho. And does anybody else have a handle they want to share right now? I'm going to take your silence as no.
You go. I've got a thing to plug. It's not like a handle.
No. I got you. And that is pretty much it. Again, follow, like, subscribe, share with your friends if you've got the bandwidth, and drive to do so. Thanks.
Yeah, Roman, what's the thing you got?
Yeah, so mine's sort of the same thing. It usually is All Sequels Go to Heaven, the podcast I have with my brother and one of my best friends. We've got some really good episodes coming up. Our episode on Paddington 2 releases tomorrow. I just scheduled the post. It is called episode 105, Paddington 2, Blob Me to Heaven, Jam Jar. And if you don't listen to that title, I don't know what you're doing. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up. After that, the 0% Rotten Tomatoes movie Staying Alive, the John Travolta vehicle, produced, directed, and written by Sylvester Stallone. A lot of really good stuff coming down the barrel. Really excited about it. Check us out on any major podcast networks. And if you can't find us, put something in the stream chat, and I'll just go figure out how to put the podcast on there.
I linked really your Facebook page to it, because the other thing is just like it's on the Apple Store and a bunch of other different places that stream podcasts.
Yeah.
Did you catch all the clues in Roman's plug?
Are you going to be the first person to unlock the Instagram? All right.
Also, I think they're called Finstas, Addie. I think that's what the kids are calling them.
Oh, she.
Edgy for life. Edgy.
All right. So, back to me. You're already seeing some people in the chat doing this, but if you are unaware, you can interact with the game using your channel points, which we call viewer grit. It's at the bottom of your little chat there. You get grit by continuously coming back and watching us. Also, when you follow and subscribe and stuff like that. When you're subscribed, you earn more just by watching us, that kind of thing. And you can spend that grit to gift grit to the players. You can give them a little grit. You see, we all have this little number in the top left of our window. That's how much grit we have. Grit is a resource we can use in-game to modify our rolls. So if a roll is very important, we can spend our grit. It goes away really fast, though. And so you can help out by spending your grit to gift grit to your favorite characters. I see Fiddler Undone has already given +1 grit to everyone. Dex, Eloise, Porter, and Gus. All of you get +1 grit, which if you'll all work with me, I want to make sure I have the right numbers. This puts Dex to 6.
Yep.
It puts Eloise to 8. It puts Porter to 6. And it puts Gus to 9. And on top of being able to spend 1,500 channel points to give grit to the players, you can spend the low price of just 1,000 channel points to give grit to the GM. And whenever it's
cheaper because it's worse.
Whenever I use grit, they get grit. So it's like kind of feeding them. And sometimes they all get grit. Sometimes I do a thing and all of them get grit. So it's like you buy all of them grit for the low price of 1,000. And all that happens is maybe I take one of their arms. Obviously, it's a win-win for everybody.
The low price of 500 additional channel points, you can save our arms.
So that is how you can interact with the stream using your channel points. And with that, we are gonna move into the gameplay. But before we do, let's all transport our minds to the world of Manifest while we think about how cool these characters are and look at the cool character art provided by Kate May and listen to some fun music while we're at it. So we're going to take a look at all the character art and start the intro, and then I will give y'all a recap on what's happened so far. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, woohoo! All
Don't
right.
try and pretend you're not Waluigi.
All right. So, what happened thus far? These 4 drifters came together as they did a job to deliver some electronics, some high-class technology to a small settlement. During that job, they were attacked by bandits who were mysteriously equipped, which caught the eye of Dexter, the group's gunslinger. They all decided that they were going to try and investigate what kind of organization these bandits might be a part of, and then they ran afoul of the Fort Dearborn militia, who was in the area hunting down what the drifters believe is a test subject of one of theirs. A man by the name of Jack Taylor, who had been transformed into some kind of luminescent monster. The drifters helped the militia begrudgingly to eliminate Jack, and then the militia ran away with his body before the drifters had a chance to investigate it at all. But they did find out that Jack Taylor had a tattoo that is the same symbol as the that was etched into the gear of the bandits that ambushed them. So it's all connected. They investigating that symbol further. They went and sought out the assistance of Alistair Caldwell, a veteran gunslinger, who had the drifters go along with him to take out some bandits in exchange for information. He died during that altercation, though, and was able to point the drifters in the direction with his final act to somebody who also has that same tattoo. That's where they went and met good old Simon Lapidus, an indentured servant who was serving his time paying off his debt to society for being a horse thief. And they spoke with Lapidus, and Lapidus told them that that symbol is part of a sort of underground resistance called the I've forgotten, and somehow my notes got all messed around. Called the Free People's Coalition. The FPC, they are a bunch of separate, isolated cells of resistance against the Fort Dearborn law and order, basically. They started as a sort of way to protect and help persecuted, illuminated people, as Fort Dearborn is beginning to grow with anti-illuminated sentiment, and then quickly kind of started helping out anyone who was kind of being mistreated by Fort Dearborn's kind of very strict rule of law. So Lapidus said he had crossed paths with them, got the tattoo on a whim, and then left, and then pointed them in the direction of Las Brasas. However, these 4 drifters were also given a heading to the guild hall of the Legionnaires of Astoria, the gunslinger guild that Caldwell belonged to. His dying wish to Gus was that these drifters return his guns to the guild hall. They basically stood right in the middle between Las Brasas and the guild hall, and had to decide whether they were going to pursue FPC or if they were going to go seek out the Legionnaires to honor Caldwell's wish with haste. And they basically, I mean, I guess you sort of decided that you were going to head towards the guild hall, but you didn't get very far, because as they left the homestead, it was dark, but they knew that they weren't too far from a settlement, so they could drive overnight to get there. So they rode through the night and were ambushed. Shots rang out, a couple hitting the car, and then Dex was able to react quickly enough to avoid some of the other shots. Meanwhile, Porter's automaton horse pulling his wagon did not fare so well and got completely decimated. And Porter crashed his wagon. Eloise is on Caldwell's horse, Sinclair. And Dex and Gus are in Gus's car. Porter is on the ground a good 5 or 6 feet away from the wreckage of his wagon. It's not totaled or anything, but like it's on its wheels still, actually. So the real wreckage is just the horse like kind of broke the reins and fell down as it got shot. And that's where we left off last session. They are being attacked from all sides, and with that, we're gonna jump right into initiative.
But first, I can roll 6 cents, right?
Yes, you did ask if you could roll 6 cents. So that's a mentalist power. Go ahead and roll mentalist, and then everyone, let's roll. Oh, I almost went to the intermission scene.
We did it.
We did it. Yeah, we are going to roll up some initiative and see what's going on.
That's such a good roll.
Something happened that affected my initiative.
Potentially, your reasoning and awareness attributes are 1 lower.
That's right.
Because
it did not affect my awareness or my initiative.
Because you during the journey out here, you fell off a rock and hit your head real bad.
That's right.
Fortunately, if Rocky has taught us anything, a concussion does not affect your ability to punch.
That's right.
That's not true. That's a joke. Don't take that as gospel. It is bad. If you have a concussion, don't get in a fight.
Oh, if you have a concussion, you might be in a fight.
I'm gonna spend grit to twist the knife on my 6 cents. So I have 3 successes. So.
Okay. So you're spending 2 of your grit?
Yes. Already.
Give me that grit.
It's okay. I have a decent amount. Okay. Except for the grit spot on my sheet is like very much unhappy with all the erasing.
Oh man, in a month I have an eraser for you.
Okay. And then...
I'm just gonna ask you now while we're preparing.
Yeah.
Blink is a full action.
It is a focused action to activate a power unless it says otherwise. Some powers it's a focused action and it allows you to do something else, like super jump, for instance. Like part of that can be the jump. And then other ones like 6 Sense don't cost a focused action. Like 6 Sense is actually a free action.
I do have Misty Step, so I might be all right.
All right. So, if everyone's good on their initiative, did anyone get better than an 8?
I did.
What'd you get?
I have a 9.
All right, 7.
Yes. But
you have exactly 7? Okay. 6.
I have a 6, including my 6 cents.
And you remember that your initiative target is 2 higher, right? Because you're on Sinclair.
It didn't matter. I rolled as good as I could. So.
Cool. And Porter, what'd you get?
Porter's 5.
Porter's 5. All right.
Oh.
Cool.
Is it?
All right. So, you basically are all in, well, with the exception of Porter, You are all in moving vehicles at the moment, being pursued by moving vehicles.
We drive away. Porter is safe.
So the way that works, once initiative kind of happens and there's moving vehicles involved, you are in a chase scene. And so the way that works is chase scenes and manifests, you kind of are split into like effectively like range categories, and you can use special like actions to like close that gap or extend that gap with other people, and depending on how far away they are from you, then certain actions may or may not be available. Certain penalties may apply to range attacks, things like that. Since the vehicles are in motion at the beginning, you are considered to be going at your highest possible speed. You can use actions to adjust that speed if you want. It's also a free action to adjust the speed without having to roll or anything, but doing so does damage the vehicle. So at the beginning of a chase scene, there's one thing that needs to be decided for sure, which is we need to kind of group up the vehicles. So what you see basically is coming on both sides of you, like rushing at you. There's two kind of they look a little bit like Jeeps, but they have like heavier like paneling around them. And you notice that instead of wheels, they have they have 4 triangular treads that are allowing them to like come over the terrain. So you have 2 of those kind of like armored treaded Jeeps that are pursuing you, and then you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 people on horseback who are chasing after you. And all of them are going to be considered at standard range from you guys. So basically you're at the front of this chase, and then standard range is just one category behind where you are. That's where they are. That's even true for you too, Porter, in this like kind of initial like instance. If the chase scene continues without you being able to get a hold of a vehicle, you will quickly fall to the back of the chase scene and eventually get left behind.
I can just run like.
So that's the setup right now. That's what you are contending with. It's hard to see exactly how many people are in the vehicles. It's very dark out, but it looks like the people on horseback that you can see by the light of one of the moons. The other moon is kind of covered by clouds at the moment. You can see that the people on horseback are riding alone. But then there's presumably, given the amount of gunfire that came your way, maybe there's a couple other people in the vehicles than just the drivers. So everyone's considered going at top speed, and then the only other thing we need to do is group up these vehicles. So the people on horseback and the people in the cars are going to be 2 separate groups, so they're going to operate differently as far as like if they get close or far away. Do you want Sinclair and the car to be considered one group, or do you want to be individual? If you're individual, that means you have to separately roll to like kind of move yourself around in the chase scene. If you are grouped, one vehicle is considered the lead or the leader, and when that vehicle moves around in the chase scene, it takes the rest of the group with it.
You seem like you have strong feelings about it, Addie. I don't. So.
Oh no, I just I don't. Sure, let's. You know what? We're a team. Let's just group up. It's great.
Okay, so with the car and Sinclair grouped up, I need to know which one of you is going to be the lead, because that will be how you guys can either pull away or get closer within the chase scene.
Maybe Sinclair.
Can Sinclair himself be the lead?
No, you are riding.
It is
Sinclair.
very not a good idea for me have to roll right.
I guess I will declare the car is the lead. I am driving the car. I hope that might change soon, but like
yeah, if someone else takes the wheel, then then yes, you can. That person will be the new lead.
God, I know I took all the talents way too late in the last campaign for it to ever come up, but it is a real bummer that I took all of the Lita Chase talents right at the end of the last campaign where we were stuck in a very dense urban area.
All right. So with that, Dex, you are up first. You see the shots ring out. You see people coming out from you're like literally being bushwhacked. They're coming out of the bushes, like blaring through. The vehicles come up, and like then the other, like the horses run alongside them, closing up quickly. What do you do?
Okay. First things first, I'm gonna drink this finesse tonic.
Okay.
There will be consequences for this later. If we live, it won't matter. Just gonna leave the side effects here as I erase all the positive things from it, so I don't forget. It is a long-lasting +1 to finesse skills tonic.
Nice.
Can I see any of the drivers in these Jeep things?
Yeah, they are considered to have medium cover against you. But you can see them. Like taking a moment to like kind of turn your attention to it, you see the driver, and it looks like there's at least one passenger like in the front of the Jeep with the driver.
Okay.
That's what you can see, just like looking back at them.
Okay, and then last question for now. My recollection of chase scenes, I have to spend an initiative pass doing something to control this car, or else it crashes, yes?
Correct. And that can be one of the special actions, or...
But it's only one of my initiative passes that has to be spent doing car things.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. I shoot a driver.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see.
I think as this is happening, Gus is like, oh, should we get poor? Oh!
Yeah, so shots ring out, the wagon slams like nose first, Porter flies out, topples to the ground, and like almost simultaneously Dex's guns ring out as he fires at one of the two drivers.
It's a -1 to shoot from a moving vehicle?
Yeah, and then an additional -2 because of the cover.
Okay, so -3 total. That's fine.
Can you guys hear the birds?
A little bit, yeah.
I love it.
It's appropriate.
Ambiance.
It's night ambiance, yeah.
You are up against a 14.
Yeah, this is fine. I will spend 3 grit to go at strong. So now that explodes. And then that explodes.
Addie is basically outside.
I really am.
Okay. I have a 14 and 2 15s.
Okay.
He takes 18 damage, no armor piercing.
Jeez.
All right.
Cannot stress enough, I am not a driver.
You said 18 damage?
18 damage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you hit him. So you get like a look, Dex, as you turn back, like turning and drawing your gun in one swift motion. You cock back the hammer, and you see like these like kind of armored, treaded jeeps barreling down on you. You see people on horseback. They're all wearing like dark, armored clothing. It's like it looks less like clothing and more like armor is what they're wearing. It's a little bit more like, you know, tactical wear type stuff. And they all like have like featureless like ballistic masks pulled down over their faces. With you can see the glint of like night vision built into those masks as they
I hate this. I hate everything you've just described about our assailants.
as
Extremely bad.
As and you draw back, you cock the hammer, and you fire a shot. It breaks through. They don't have a windshield. They have like kind of a thin like slits of metal that they're looking through, and it like shatters the metal, like making a big old hole, and hits the guy like right in the shoulder, and that car like veers heavily, and he like pulls it back in, and you see like the glisten of blood on his face mask.
Okay. He is not veered in such a way that I don't still have a shot on him, correct?
Correct.
I shoot him again.
This time you're up against a 12.
Yeah, I will go with strong again.
Okay. It puts you to 0 grit.
Yeah, no grit.
That's so bad.
That's fine. Okay. I got a 12, a 13, and a 15.
Okay, so another 18 damage, yeah?
Yeah, another 18 damage.
Now we're going to get a
Wait,
quick
are you
reminder of the
using
car crash
Caldwell's
rules in
guns?
Manifest.
I am not using Caldwell's guns because that would be a faux pas in the gunslinger circles.
That's why I was asking, because 18 damage is... Oh, no, that's only 6. Never
No,
mind.
no. I'm not saying my favorite number in Manifest.
Arget Lam gives +1 grit to Dex. Says, "This is my entire budget. Do try not to die."
I wish I could launder you my 71,000 channel points. I've been told repeatedly I'm not allowed to spend them.
All right. You can spend them to highlight your messages.
Highlight the entire B movie script in the chat one day.
Does this guy die? Tell me, does this guy die?
This guy does die. Yeah, second shot rings out and hits him like right in the chest, just like 2 inches away from where you hit him in the shoulder, right in the chest, and he slumps down, and the car veers and skids, and that car is now out of control.
Oh, no.
That's my turn.
Yeah, I think Dex sort of turns back to the road, like really pleased with himself over those 2 shots. And he sees Gus just staring at him, and Gus lowers the other windows down that Dex did not shoot through.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not quite fast enough to draw and fire 2 guns and roll down the wind, because it is a roll. It's an old car.
It is a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Gus, it hasn't been your turn yet, so you haven't had time to roll down your windows. So we'll see how many of them break before you have a chance.
How dare you?
Yeah. I fire both
I'm
shots.
the one who
I
has
get
to
that
fix
guy.
it anyway.
I turn back to Gus. I'm sorry about the windows. And then
Yeah, just like really quick, both hands come
good
off.
shots, but
Both hands come off the wheel, and just like in one lean, he just leans out the window and bam, bam, fires 2 shots, and then that car skids and starts swerving out of control. And then Dex like manages like with his pinky and like ring finger to like get a hold of the wheel with one of his hands as he kind of stabilizes it with his other gun.
I never do this, but so rarely does it come up in this campaign, and I would love to have 2 grit instead of 1. Was that guy evil?
Yes.
Nice.
Yay.
1 XP. Was it hard to shoot him? Like difficult, would you say? You described a lot of the barriers between me and shooting him.
I think it's a particularly difficult shot was landed in the sense of taking him from 100% to 0% would be particularly difficult. With those added negatives and stuff, you had to go it strong twice to make it happen, that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's 2 XP for everyone, and I get a grit.
All right. Cool. Next up, the people on horseback are going to go. They are going to spend a... Yeah, they're gonna fire on you guys a little bit, but the one who's the leader is gonna do some vehicle stuff first. So I'll go ahead and take that out, get that out of the way. They're going to jockey with you.
Is it with the whole group?
Oh no, not jockey. One? They're gonna draft you, Dex. They're gonna try and get a chance to close in on you more easily.
Okay.
So this is an opposed handling roll. So you roll drive modified by the vehicle's handling when it's at top speed. And they roll drive they roll wrangle modified by the horse's handling at top speed.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, it's a draft horse?
How dare you?
Holy shit. It won't matter. It's really important that it won't matter because these numbers are so low. I do have 2 hits and 1 explosion. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. I have a 5.
Okay.
How many hits?
I do have 2 5s, and they are the aggressor. But I also have a 7 above that. So
I just gotta say, I rolled a 1, a 5, and a 5.
That's fantastic. All right, so they basically kind of gain an advantage over you in the chase, and they are going to have a bonus to the next time they do a speed-related vehicle test, and that's what's happening right now. They're now going to try to change distance. They're going to try and close in on your group, basically. So this doesn't
work like getting shot at, right? I don't take a negative for multiple.
Correct. You're not. These are
defenses.
not defense tests. No.
Okay.
Cool. Defense tests are specifically deflect, dodge,
okay.
parry.
So this is speed for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Now this is modified by speed. They're going, and they have a bonus now. They have a +3 bonus on top of their normal bonus.
Let's see these fools beat an 8.
Oh, they do. They very do. I got 2 14s over that. So they move from standard distance to close distance. The horses swing in tight, nice and close to you guys. And
Big mistake. Huge.
Gus is gonna punch a horse in the face.
No. In the leg.
That's so much worse. That's so much worse.
Now that they're at close range, they are going to shoot a bit. They're going to fire on. There's 4 of them. One of them was the leader, so 3 of them are going to attack. They are going to they're gonna 2 of them are going to raise guns and shoot at one's gonna shoot at Eloise, and then the other one is going to shoot at both Dex and Gus. So I need defense tests from all of you.
And they're in melee range, right? Because they're close.
Yeah. So there's a chance for you to be able to reach out and grab them, because basically there's a lot of swinging and moving around, but they are constantly butting up against the car, that kind of thing. They're right up on the side of the car.
Yeah, but I can't use unarmed, even
not
though
against
they're
bullets.
In
Not against
range.
bullets. No.
Yeah. Okay, so it's athletics.
You do benefit
your
from
car
cover.
has cover.
Yeah. You have medium cover, which means you have a +2 to this test.
All right.
So can Can I use Wrangle as a defense too?
Yeah, you can use Wrangle, or you can use any normal defense, but in addition to your normal defense options, you can roll Wrangle.
Well, I was an idiot and did 6 cents instead of fucking getting my shield out, so I'm gonna use Wrangle. This stupid shield. I need to friggin' get regular shield. Anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, so
Dex and Gus, you are up against you're up against a 12.
I have a 13.
I have a 15 and 3 14s.
Its upholstery is ruined.
And Eloise, you are up against a 10.
I'm going to spend a grit to make my own luck.
Okay.
I can beat a 10 if I could roll high enough.
Okay, what did you roll?
An 8 and a 9.
Okay, well, you do take away one of my successes. So you only take 12 damage with 4 armor piercing.
Yeah. Well.
One success?
No, I said took away one of my successes.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
So 12.
You're like, what gun do they have?
For real?
They're just shooting.
Gauss
They're just
rifle in
shooting
here.
grenades. That's.
Oh wait, I have toughness. Okay. Sheesh. Alright, so that's only... That's not so bad. Wait, so 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. And then split that, it's 5 and 4. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
So that's 2 of the 3 who weren't the one that led them in the charge. The remaining third is actually going to attack Eloise again, as he's not drawing a gun, he's drawing a melee weapon.
Bring it over here, you coward!
Okay. Okay.
I hate him.
Nope, it still terribly has to be Wrangle. So
Okay. I only got a 9. Shockingly. Did you also get a 9?
no, I have an 8, and I only roll 1 die, and my target is a 10. But I don't have gymnastics or athletics because I have a shield that I don't have. Anyway, it's fun.
All right,
I'm
Eloise,
fine.
something happens. What happens is you don't take any damage. You are grappled because the weapon he is attacking you with is it's sort of like a lasso, but it's basically a pole with like a loop at the end. And what he does is like swings it out, and the loop actually like instead of it just being like a loop that he puts around you and then tightens, it like swings out, wraps around you, and he pulls you onto his horse and off of Sinclair.
The hell?
And you are in a rating 2 grapple now.
All right, well, he's next.
Dex
Okay.
notices this.
Listen, I
Okay.
told Eloise not too many episodes ago that kidnapping is almost always a shootable offense.
So that is. So I'm in a rating.
You're in a rating 2 grapple, which means you're at a -2 to basically all actions. And you are now like
and
kind
I'm
of.
subject to his movement.
You're subject to
right?
his movement, which is why he pulled you onto his horse.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he gets right up. You get shot at, Eloise, and you actually get hit and like duck down, kind of trying to like pull to the side. You know, you've ridden horses before, not usually in high stress situations, but like you've ridden them through like the there's like one time you visited Glenspire and you rode a horse through a forest, and like
I've ridden horses before.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's not that
ago.
many forests nearby Ion Harbor.
No, there's really not.
There's a lot of swamp nearby Ion Harbor, and
It's a little creepy. I hear.
But basically, you try to like pull off and like get yourself small into the side, like you know, like you would to dodge like branches when like driving through thick vegetation. And what you didn't realize is like coming up on that side, this guy like just like whips out and like you get like he hits you with the stick and this like kind of cable goes like whoosh, and like wraps around you, and then he pulls you in and like and you like land belly first over the back of his saddle as he pulls away from Sinclair. You do notice Sinclair immediately like begins to change direction.
Oh, wait, towards where I am?
Yeah, to try and stay with you.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna tell him to I'll be like, Sinclair, go get Porter.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a wrangle test for me.
Good, they've been going so well.
This is not subject to your grapple penalty.
I mean, you've been getting hits.
It's an 8 again.
Okay.
For the third time in a fucking row.
You shout that, and like in that moment, like Sinclair like veers to keep up with this guy, and you like as you get slammed down, you're like, no, get Porter, and you actually see Sinclair like veer back in the direction of where Porter's wagon is like stationary, sprinting towards Porter. He seems to have understood.
He doesn't like Porter very much, but he likes me enough.
I roll 2 dice, but my target is 4, so we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Does anyone have good wrangle? I have the best wrangle at 10.
Oh, well, I got 10, but I rolled 2 dice at it.
Well, that's one more than me.
That's better. All right. Next up, the people in the car are gonna go. So one person in that car pulls unconscious body over and grabs the wheel, and that person's gonna spend his turn trying to regain control of that car.
Actually, I think it's a dead body.
What did I say? Is that unconscious?
It is unconscious.
Yeah. There's no
He
consciousness
is not
there.
conscious. It's true.
He does succeed in regaining control of the car, but at the cost of anything else he wanted to do. Now other people in that car and in so one other person in that car they don't have like roofs, right? They kind of have like armored paneling, stands up in the back seat and fires. And then the other cars attack as well. They don't try to close distance or anything like that. They're happy at standard range. They're just going to fire shots. And these shots are going to be focused on Dex and Gus.
Not the car?
Possibly?
Yeah, they're trying to fire into the car.
Okay.
Let me just make sure it's not actually a fully even distribution, I think. Oh, no. They have... Yeah. Yeah, they don't all have burst fire or fall auto. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 shots are gonna go at Dex, and 2 shots are gonna go at Gus.
Still medium cover?
Yes. This is one, I will just, to make it easy, one of your first one you're defending against is the joint attack from a full auto.
I have a 13.
I got a 15.
Okay, well, he did get an 11, but it didn't matter. All right. Now these are all individual shots on either of you. 2 remaining for Dex, 1 remaining for Gus. Okay. Dex, you're up against a 14.
I have a 15.
Okay. Damn, even with additional negatives for being attacked multiple times?
I started rolling at 17s.
Because you got that finesse tonic up in there.
Very precise reaction.
Very, very helpful. Oh, wow. Gus, you're also up against a 14.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 grit and I'll count this 15.
Okay.
I'm gonna play that gallery.
Okay. And then only 1 more attack coming at Gus, and that one I rolled a 13 for.
At Dex, I believe.
Oh, Dex. Sorry, Dex.
I have a 12.
Okay. Well, that cancels all the rest of my successes. You take 5 damage with 4 armor piercing.
I will take an injury instead.
Okay.
Okay. I have fallen prone in this car, according to this injury.
I love that. You've like fallen into the wheel well.
Okay, so the way we'll play that is because your movement is based on control of the vehicle. Basically, next turn you can't control the vehicle.
Can't control the vehicle. Okay, that makes sense. I stand by that. It was just very funny to look down and see. Huh.
So what happens is the shot actually rings through and clips. Because are there safety features on Gus's car? Yeah,
Sure
it
Yes,
clips
I
the
installed seatbelts.
it clips the mechanism that is the seatbelt and like fucks it up in a way that makes it like tighten you in.
I hate it when like you're trying to adjust your seatbelt and then it like pulls.
Yeah. It's like that, but like
worst sound in the
you are
world.
basically like strapped to the seat as you like get like it's not so constricting that you can't breathe, but it is constricting enough that breathing is uncomfortable. As like you hear like it shoots through and you just hear like zzz, like as like some mechanism like breaks and like the thing like tightens in on you and you're like, oh god.
Nothing a GM has done has ever made me so mad.
And then I will give everyone a grit as I double down for the people in the car.
See, y'all, this is what happens. This is what GM grit is for. It's for tightening seatbelts, and it's for murder.
I didn't have to spend grit to tighten the seatbelt.
Tightening seatbelts and murder.
All right, all of you get an additional grit as the people in the car will double down, and now all of them are going to all of them are going to fire at the car. Specifically, they're trying to shoot the car. Because you are prone, normally when you be like shot at, it'd be harder for you to defend against. So your proneness with the car will confer, we'll just say a -1 to this.
Listen, it's already such a comically low number that like it doesn't matter what additional negative you put on. You just tell me what feels right to you.
So -1, you get a -1.
And all of these are drive modified by handling, yes?
Yes.
Great. Are these further penalized by myself personally having the shot?
As a driver, you have additional defense tests. Yeah. This is a defense test.
Okay, so...
Are you unable to succeed on this?
No, we get shot, man.
Okay, cool. They're gonna shoot at the car.
I would love to take a turn within a functioning car.
Hey, Sorry, man.
The
Hey, not you.
the car takes for the first attack, the car takes 12 damage with 4 armor piercing. And then it's got 4 more attacks coming at it. Don't forget the car's toughness. It's important.
Yeah. How much? It's got 6 toughness. And how much did you say? 12 damage?
Yep.
With how much armor piercing? Sorry.
4.
All right. So that's.
This is important because the next 4 attacks are all coming from light firearms. So
Four more. Jeez.
you're gonna reduce this damage a lot. But I think all of it's gonna be armor piercing, probably. All right, so an additional 10 damage with 4 armor piercing, which after your toughness is just 4 armor piercing damage. And that's gonna probably continue unless they whiff. That happens again, so another 4 damage direct to hit points, and then another 4 damage direct to hit points for the car. Don't forget, every 6 damage a vehicle takes, you're at an additional negative to use it, basically.
Gotcha. So we're fucked.
I think I'm allowed to roll maybe 1 or 2 numbers that will make the car go.
We're just barely at a -2.
Yeah, so shots just ring out. You see that in one of the vehicles there are 3 people, and in one of the vehicles there's 2 people because and a dead body. As people step up and just like lean out windows and just like and shots just start like just filling Gus's car with bullets. Some of them hitting Dex and Gus. Wait, no, you guys didn't even get hit. Sort of. And then a lot just like tearing into the car itself. And now it is Gus's turn.
All right. How many boys do I have just outside my window?
So because of the nature of chase scenes, right? Basically anyone who is considered at close range, anyone in that group is like considered at close range. Now, if you're doing something like sweeping strikes where it's like literally just adjacent people, you might not be able to hit anyone, like all of them or anything. But basically at any point during like the jockeying for position and like butting up against each other, at any point, any one of these 4 horse riders is within melee range of you.
Gotcha. Let's see now. Well, I don't know if I can do anything about one that's got Eloise. One of these guys I do have a plan for. I'm gonna go ahead and grapple the nearest one.
Yeah, Addie, I think we have a chirpy bird coming through on your end.
Listen. Some very cute stuff is happening outside this window, and I'm trying real hard not to pay attention to it.
All right. So, you're attacking one of, not the one that has Eloise, but one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like the car's getting shot, Dex is like swerving, trying to keep control of it, as he is pinned against the seat by the seat belt, and you hear like thudding and stuff as like the horseback, like the people with like pistols are like riding up right next to the car and just like shooting into the engine. And you roll down a window and reach out.
I assume they're all shot to shit at this
Yeah,
point, right?
they're all shot up. I think yeah, pretty much. Like you're at that moment where like now you have like, if you want to do something with the windshield, you have to do like the movie moment where you kick it out, but that's it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna grapple one.
Okay, now you're gonna grapple a person. Let's see.
Yeah, person. Not gonna Ooh, I could grapple a horse.
The horse, mechanically, might be easier to grapple than the human.
I rolled exceptionally bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend some grit here, Gus. Gonna make my own luck real quick. So you go up to 9 and I go down to 8. We trade numbers.
Cool.
That is much more like it. Is that exactly like it? It is exactly like it. All right, you're up against a 14.
14?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled poorly. Yeah, you got me.
Okay, yeah.
Got me on that one.
So that's a focused action to try and grapple. You just like lunge out and you grab a hold of the guy, right? And like you pull, but he's got like the extra like assistance of momentum and a horse on his side. So you get his clothes and like you rip his sleeve, but he pulls away. Still within range though. Like he comes right back, right? Like you're still within melee range of him, but he does get away from your grapple.
Did not realize it was a focused action. That's bad.
You still have a free
a Fist of Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll punch this guy really bad.
Yes. So he swings back and you just just throw a haymaker right at his face.
Yeah.
This time you're up against an 11.
All right. That's 3 successes. So that too is gonna be 18 damage, but 6 of it's piercing.
Okay. Grabbing the wrong person. $18, you said? Ooh. All right, yeah. You hit him real good. He's still alive, but like basically you like rip his vest and like his armor like kind of like becomes loose, and then he pulls away and comes back. And you just clock him like right in the face and put a huge crack in that ballistic thing. It actually breaks off like the forehead part. You can see like part of his eye bloodied as like the shrapnel like has like hit his head, and he's like dazed and like not looking great as he like grabs the reins and like tries to get a little bit of distance from you.
Yeah, double down.
Double down? All right.
I'm gonna punch this guy again.
Cool.
Just real quick. I can use my a Fist of Fury on this, right?
Yeah. It's a whole other turn.
Cool.
This time you are up against a 12.
All right, I do have a 13. That's what I got.
How much damage is that?
It's 6 for armor piercing. Six armor piercing. It all goes straight through.
Cool. His armor's busted at this point, which is important because it means he doesn't have the toughness to survive the attack. He like tries to get away from you, but you still haven't like fully let go of his like vest that you kind of ripped off of him, and so like you kind of pull him off the horse and like grab his head and like slam it into the side of the car, and he just like topples to the ground, and like you lose him in the darkness.
Brutal.
Yeah, and then I go and I try to grapple another one.
Yeah, and then you just like jump out another window and reach out.
Dude, get over here.
Oof. I'm rolling good against your grapples. I got a 14 there.
You joking me? I only have a 13 for unarmed. And I rolled it too. Should have bamboozled you or something.
I did actually just realize, in order for this guy to get the 14 that I have, I do have to play to the gallery because his armor is heavier, which means his target's not the same as the other guy. So you gain a grit as you reach out. This guy's a little bit more well equipped, more heavily armored.
Sure. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's it then. That's me. God. And both of these guys are freaking unarmed combat horse maniacs.
Yeah, so this guy's armor is a little bit heavier. You get a hold of it, but he does pull away, and it doesn't rip as easy as the other guys. As he like pulls back and like kicks like you actually like feel the kick through the like door, and it kind of like hits you in the gut, and he gets to like pull away.
Jerk.
Okay. That is Gus's turn. Eloise, it's your turn. You are grappled on the back of a horse.
Congrats, Eloise.
Yeah. This is great. No, this is fun. Sinclair goes on my turn. Until...
Yes. Yeah, sure. Well, for now, it makes more sense than having us try to figure out where Sinclair goes in initiative. He is your mount for the time being. He will...
Hypothetically speaking, he's not my horse, but I was riding him. He's his own person. He has his own agency. He chooses what he wants.
One thing, Eloise, you notice is like as they kind of pull you it's like they had that kind of pull, and they twist the pole, and it actually detaches from the cable. So like they like slot the pole into like a sheath basically, but like you're still grappled by this person. It's just like they don't have to like handle a big long pole. Like it's now
sure.
there's
I mean, that makes sense.
I just wanted you to know because you noticed cool tech stuff, and this is like a cool entanglement weapon.
This is a cool entanglement weapon. Maybe I'll, if I don't die, make one for fucking Gus.
Telekinesis this man to the shadow realm.
Yeah, so in Eloise, you and Sinclair are going on the same turn. What happens?
Okay. If Sinclair is listening to me, he has his own agency. He's going to head towards Porter.
Sure. So, that's easy. Porter is still, for this passive initiative, Porter is in this close range band with all of you at the front of this chase scene. This is all happening extremely quickly. Like he's like the cars are getting close, but he's in between the cars and like where you guys are. And Sinclair like kind of dips back for him and is like right there next to Porter. Easy enough.
Okay. Hopefully Porter it's helpful.
Is he?
He's the one who passed the perception test, so I didn't get shot earlier. So yes, I guess so. I have literally no tools at this point in time.
I mean, you have whatever you would have on your person.
Can I do something with my Omni tool?
You want to try and break the grapple with your Omni tool, like cut the cable?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my idea that I had.
Well, I mean, you said, can you use your Omni tool? So yeah. Yeah, this would be a machinery test. Given the fact that you were grappled, obviously that's affected, right? So that's a -2 there.
Right.
We'll also just put an additional -3, given the fact that you're like slung over the back of a horse and have to like kind of fetch your Omni tool from a weird spot and like cut nearby yourself, like that kind of thing. So altogether, you're working at a -5, but it's unopposed.
Plus my injuries. Okay. Well, this should be okay. I'm generally very good at this kind of stuff. I believe. I get a reroll.
You also have a reliability from your Omni tool.
I have another reliability.
And a +1 from your Omni tool, so you're actually only rolling at a -4.
Well, no, I'm rolling at a -6.
Oh yeah, I don't know what your entries are.
Right.
What happened?
It is a grave misfire.
What?
Eloise, why? So you got no successes also?
Yeah, I rolled 15, 2 15s, which I guess if I spent all of my grit, I could make it. Okay, so if I go it strong, which is three grit, right?
Yeah.
And then I played to the gallery, which is 2 grit, I would have 1 success and a reroll. So I guess, but it would still be a misfire.
It would still be a grave. The misfire is determined before any of your other shit, right? Before any grit expenditures. Like you get your reliability in, but like that's
then
it.
It's not worth to spend all that grit.
But you could succeed and gravely misfire instead of fail and gravely misfire. You could also spend grit to downgrade the misfire if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, so I think instead I'm going to spend the lesser amount of grit to go from a grave to regular misfire.
Okay, I believe that's 3 grit to scrape by.
Yes.
What is it, Seth?
Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's 3 grit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend 3 grit.
Yeah, and you could then go strong if you wanted to also gain a
No,
success.
because I also need to play to the gallery, so
okay.
it wouldn't count. I have to spend 5 grit to get a success.
I just my foot just hit my chair level thing. I just like sunk down 3 inches.
That chair is impossible to get back up. It is.
No, it's good. I'm
Anyway.
good. Everything's fine.
All right. So I think I'm at 4 grit now. Is that sound right?
You're at 3 grit because you were at 6 a moment ago.
Okay, so I'm at 3 grit. Okay, so I'm at.
Oh, sorry. You're at 4 grit because Ryak just gave you some help.
Hey,
right. That's very nice. Take some inspiration. So I'm at 4 grit.
Yep.
And I have just a misfire, but no success.
So you fail, but you just misfire. So what we'll say then is your Omni tool is going to downgrade from excellent quality to standard quality. And your that might just be it. Because that's a class 4 item, right? Yeah, so it's a lot. It's pretty hard to upgrade it. So that's gonna be it. That's all it's gonna be. I was contemplating you dropping it or losing it or something like that.
What if I just dropped it? What if it just fell off and then it was just nearby the wagon, and then I didn't have it anymore.
and then it wasn't a problem anymore.
And then it didn't downgrade.
No, it downgrades, but you still have.
What if this was a negotiation?
Yeah, so you like turn the Omni tool, like you managed to like get it out. It's kind of built into a gauntlet, isn't it? Or no, your shield's built into your gauntlet.
No, but they both are.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of like twist on the back of this thing and you pull, like you move your fingers and like a little like basically like manufactures a little like saw blade at the on the edge, and you're like trying to be like and like carve through, but like you get the angle wrong and it actually, that part snaps, and then the servo that's like spinning it doesn't stop, and so it like kind of like snaps and then shatters, and that like kind of cracks and breaks your gauntlet a little bit. Not a lot, it's still entirely functional, but like that little port is cracked,
So
and that crack, that fissure kind of goes across the top of your hand.
I'll never craft again. That's my goddamn turn.
Cool. No double down or anything, right? With your the last of your grit. Okay. Porter, it is your turn, and Sinclair is barreling towards you. Your friends and are being attacked ahead of you, and you see two armored, treaded jeeps riding up towards you.
I don't like to look at this at all.
and you're right there next to your stationary wagon with your decimated automaton horse.
I think Sinclair's barreling towards me. I think that I have like just gotten up from being thrown from the wagon, and I think that the medium firearm landed next to me with like a box of ammo, and so rather than having to like run back and get it, like flew out of the thing. It's like, okay, and I'll pick that up. And once Sinclair gets to me, he's going to try and Legolas up onto the back of him.
Yeah, Sinclair helps you with this maneuver, basically. Sinclair rushes at you, and in his gallop, actually, it seems like he like dips his head down to give you a better purchase on his mane and the oh no, what's the front of a saddle called? I just forgot the term.
The horn?
Yeah, the horn. Like his hair and the horn, you grab those with both of your hands and like swing yourself up, and he's already like turning to like catch up with your friends. And you're on Sinclair, no test required.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can I still shoot the gun?
Yeah. Sinclair's whole thing was setting you up to be able to get onto him.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. I'd like to shoot the person that has Eloise for sure.
Okay, cool.
Now I don't have the
Don't you
stats
dare
for
miss,
this
I swear to God.
Do you want to aim at somebody else first, just to like get it?
So you're pulling out, this isn't your normal gun, your projectile weapon that shoots tonics. This is the firearm that you got from Paulina Erickson, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, cool. That does have ergonomics, which is perfect because you actually have a -1 for like firing a ranged weapon. Oh wait, nope, because they're considered at close range, so that's negated. Basically, they're at close range, so close range allows you the +1, and then you have the -1. So that just close range means the whole vehicle-to-vehicle penalty doesn't exist. Which means the ergonomics matters. You have a +1 to your ranged skill on this.
Great. So sorry. I'll roll that real quick.
Yeah. And if you don't have the stats for Paulina's gun, I do have them here. So.
Yeah. Pass those on for sure.
I will attempt to do so. They might not be in a format that allows me to Facebook message them to you.
Oh, all right. You could do that, I suppose. Yeah. Does it? What's my reliability with it? How many? Just one, right?
Yes. Yeah. You have a reliability, and if you have a natural reliability, that means you have 2.
I don't. Unfortunately, that's a problem.
The one thing that you need to decide right now is the bayonet on or off? Because if the bayonet is
it's off.
Okay, cool. Then you don't have the penalties from the bayonet.
Good. Yeah. And I would like to play to the gallery for this.
Okay.
So that I can count this 14. Thank goodness for rerolls.
All right. You're down to 5 grit, and I'm up to 8.
Don't like it. Don't laugh like that. Makes me uncomfortable.
Would you prefer?
Hey, I love that.
Would you prefer a hearty tee-hee?
No, I wouldn't. Surprisingly, that made it so much worse. I've got that high of 14.
Okay. My highest. Hold on, let me reroll. Okay. 9. I have a 9.
That's just one hit then.
All right. So that is 6 damage. You're firing hollow point, right?
That's right.
Okay, so it's actually 7 damage and no armor piercing.
Okay.
And this gun is double barreled. It actually has 2 barrels, one on top of the other, and has like a lever action. And every time you like hit the lever, it like switches the barrel. And so like you shoot it, and it's actually like seems like it's built so that the recoil lets you like really easily hit the lever and then like slam it into place and then fire again with the lower barrel.
So I'm the rifleman. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Great. That's perfect.
So this next attack, if you want to take another attack, you can, because that's how double barrel works. But the next attack is at a -1 because you're basically doing it within the recoil.
I have to get. I got the one hit, and I can, like, hopefully that gets me used to the weapon a little bit better. Oh, interesting. All right. I got 2 1s and an 11. Isn't that strange?
That is strange. Stranger yet is the fact that I rolled 4 successes, but my highest is a 6.
That's wild.
Man, I thought for a second you were about to say once across the board.
Ones across the board.
Yes.
I was not prepared for that roll.
So is that still just 1 hit then?
Yeah, if you only have 1 net success over.
Yeah, that's correct.
Then yeah, so that's another 7 damage, no armor piercing. Okay. And I have just sent
also
you
think
the stats for that
Great.
gun.
Excellent. I also think just narratively, this is the point where my jacket kind of like falls off me because my armor is completely shot to shit.
Nice. Yeah, you get up from the wreckage, Porter, and like your jacket is all twisted around you, and you like just like rip it and throw it on the ground, grab the sling that has like the ammo pack and the gun, and then you look up and Sinclair's right there, and without like thinking, you just jump up and grab and swing yourself up, and as you do, like you shoulder the sling and like level the gun and just bam bam, 2 quick shots back to back, both of them hit. And tear into this guy, but he does seem to soak a decent amount of it. He's pretty heavily armored. Sure. You do hit him though, so like he's got Eloise. He twists like the pole and like puts it in the sheath, and then like your shots ring out and like clip him in the shoulder, and he like grabs the reins and like tries to maneuver the horse so that he can do something next turn. And that is Porter's turn. And now we're on to Dex. And Porter, I did send you the stats of the gun, though those stats do not take into account your hollow point ammo, which removes the armor piercing and adds 1 power.
Great. Perfect.
All right, I'm not allowed to move the car this turn, so I will shoot at the guy who has Eloise.
Okay.
So we're in close range, so the penalty ends up negated for shooting from a moving vehicle?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. Great. Even.
And he got shot at twice. So you're up against a 12.
I have a 14. So it's 6 damage, no armor piercing.
Okay. Yeah, he gets shot from Porter, shot from the side. His armor is just like ping, 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 like he's getting shot, and they're like it's like cracking his armor. But he is much like the guy that Gus went to grab. This dude is much more like heavily armored than like that Outrider that Gus like ripped the like Kevlar vest off of.
Okay, I shoot him again. Okay, that is just a much better roll.
I rolled not a great roll. How not great is it? I guess, what do you have? I might want to make my own luck, but
I have a 15.
Okay, how many over a 9?
Tommy, don't spend grit. Don't spend grit today. I want your grit. Don't spend grit today.
How many over a 9?
I have 3 successes over a 9 right now. I'm contemplating punching it.
Ooh. I could roll an 11. Any of them over an 11? Are all of them over an 11? All right.
Dude, this guy is extremely shot.
Yeah. No, it's done. Yeah.
Tommy, I have 2 13s and 2 15s.
Nothing I can do about that. He's got nothing.
I want to spend 3 grit to punch it so I can say my favorite thing in the entire world of Manifest. This man takes 24 damage, no armor piercing.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. He lives.
Oh, dang. Well, he's got good armor.
But it's rough. Basically, Eloise, you hear gunshots ring over. You see Porter firing from the back of Sinclair, hits this dude twice, like in the back, and then a shot rings out from Dex and hits the dude in the shoulder and the face mask, like skidding across that. And then as he turns to the side, like Dex, you realize like there's a soft spot in the armor, just behind the shoulder, and you fire right into that. And blood just gushes out from the bullet wound. No exit wound as the dude's like hit very centrally in his upper abdomen from behind. He like slumps down and like grabs a hold of the reins, like his life depends on it. But he is still alive.
Yeah, I think I'm in the car. Like in the first shot, I'm like leaning over trying to shoot around Gus as he tries to grab these dudes, and then the second one I see that and I'm like, duck, and I like barely wait for Gus to just duck down and shoot right over where his head was and hit this dude.
Just right over Gus. All right, and that is Dex's turn. Dex has 0 grit.
So this is what my grit is for.
All right. The people on horseback are going to, a couple of them are going to make attacks, and then their leader is going to roll to do some vehicle stuff. One horse dude is dead, so there's only 3 left. And one of those 3 is very shot. So, the one who is very shot, and the one of the other ones, they're both going to attack, and they are... they're going to shoot at Dex, Gus, and Porter. Those 2 people are, because they have full auto weapons. So I need a defense test from Dex, Gus, and Porter.
I'd like to bamboozle mine twice.
Ooh.
Since it's full auto, does that work on the whole roll?
It does.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God.
Porter, what do you think you do to bamboozle him? I'm interested.
So in relation to the car, am I between like the rest of the group and then like they're shooting at the car over me, or are we all just in one big cluster?
It's one big cluster. It's constantly separating and moving, and some people ahead and some people behind. Like, you're basically, like, you're traveling through, it's not a heavily wooded path, but there are, like, trees and stuff. So you're winding around trees, getting off of the path, rejoining the path, reconvening and separating constantly. That's kind of the situation you find yourself in. At this point, both moons are fully exposed, so there's lots of moonlight.
I think if we're riding through trees and that sort of thing, I think I don't know if this will make it a roll. That's fine. Like going through the trees and the stuff like that, I think that Sinclair is actually savvy enough to like, I know that they're aiming for me, and I'm like, oh, and he sees me like raise up the gun, and he like finds a tree, comes to almost like a full stop and turns on a dime, and then bursts out between two of these like trees that are growing like that. And I'm just like completely nowhere where they expected me to be.
Nice.
And that distracts like everybody who's shooting.
Yeah, there's like an overturned tree, and basically like almost like a fucking jackalope, Sinclair like dives one way and leaps off of some of the terrain to fly the other way. Like you were not ready for that. You were like getting ready to like shoot your gun, and you just have to grab onto the reins and the horn to be like, oh my god. Sinclair's like, hey, and you burst out the other side. And you actually, what you do is you cross in front of this, because you only get to bamboozle unless you want to spend more grit. You're only bamboozling one of the attacks, right? Because both of these are two attacks that are targeting all of you. So that guy, you actually like fly directly in front of him, right in front of him, and his horse has to like kick up to avoid Sinclair, and so he's firing a shot from the side as he's like pulling back on the reins.
Do I have any boons from being on horseback? To my dodge.
So if you want to roll wrangle, you can have bonuses equal to Sinclair's handling. Otherwise, you're just rolling a dodge test.
No, I'll just roll.
I will say I don't think Sinclair has any bonuses to handling at top speed.
Sure.
No, he's just well trained and has reflex training as well.
Yeah. You are all up against an 8.
Good. I rolled an 11.
Yeah, 15.
13.
Okay. And then the second attack coming out your way. You are up against a 13.
I have a 15.
Only I can count.
Oh wait, because of the additional targets, I do have to spend grit to get that 13. So, I will play to the gallery to get that 13, which means all of you get a grit. Dex has 1 grit. Puts you at 7, right, Gus? Gus?
Yeah,
you
sorry
have
about that.
7 grit?
You said Dex. Yeah, I'm on 7.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure because I deleted it and then couldn't remember.
Yeah, 7 grit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 13.
That's just a hell of a loss for Porter, because I rolled a 13, a 17, and a 1, and I can't count the 13, so...
So you have a 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. What about Dex and Gus?
I got a 15.
Okay, Dex is
I
fine.
got 13.
And Gus only takes 1 net hit.
Let's find the owl injury chart.
Yeah. So against Gus, I'm going to twist the knife.
You absolute jerk.
Twist the knife is 2, right?
2.
3? Okay, 2. So that puts Gus up to 8. Gus, you take 12 damage for armor piercing. Porter, against you, is punch it also 2 or is it 3?
Punch it is 3.
Okay. So against you, Porter.
You don't want to do it.
Porter, I'm going to. Oh, so yeah. I punch it.
If you want a wombo combo, it's 5.
No. I don't need to twist the knife. Yeah, punch it is correct. I'm gonna punch it, and that will mean you take 18 damage. No, with 4 armor piercing.
He doesn't have any armor.
You're still not in the danger zone. Your limbs are fine.
That's exactly. I was waiting for it to be like 20 damage right on the dot.
Nah, I would have to. The problem is I have enough successes, right? But like if I twist the knife, I still am limited by my accuracy. Is the problem? That's why I was able to use it on Gus, because I only had one net success over Gus. I'd have to.
You have to punch it more than once,
which I don't think you can actually do.
Oh, you can.
Oh, you can? I'd have to punch it more than once and then also twist the knife.
And so that puts me at 5 grit, right?
Yes.
Good.
A real fun fact about this shot that just came at me. It hit my seatbelt.
Did you also get hard fall?
These ding-dang seatbelts.
So
They're very safe. They're very safe, Gus. You just got to make sure you don't hit them right here because they catch a little bit.
That means, Gus, you are
warned me. Dang it.
You are trapped in that passenger seat, Gus, which means like no leaping, no blinking, no way out right now. You are like constricted by the
no blinking.
Yeah, because you can't move, and because of the way you're in a car, so you are moving. Like the only way to actually make hard fall matter is to say that you can't also use blink. So like you're just basically like your windpipe is actually being crushed a little bit by the seatbelt, and like you're gonna be fine because you're gonna be able to pull it out. But like for that brief moment in your next turn, like you are too focused on the fact that you can't breathe to be able to change from being in that seat.
That's just a head wound for Porter.
Oh, Porter, you lose 1 reasoning and 1 awareness.
Join the club.
Yeah.
Action boys.
Porter, that shot rings out, and you try to duck to the side and like lean off the side of Sinclair. And Sinclair like changes his weight distribution to help you with that. However, you are riding right by a tree when you do it, and you just like beam your head on a branch. It's better than being shot, but like it's not clean, and you do get like a gash across your forehead, and some stars in your vision as you pull yourself back up. And you're like, well, I'm not dead, so that's good.
It's a class 3 injury, which means that I have to take 3 attempts to heal it. Is that right?
So class 3 it has basically a recovery of 4 rests. Because of your physician talent, if you were to attempt to treat it, you automatically get 1 success, and then if you any successes you get basically reduces the amount of rests you need to take to get rid of the injury.
Understood. Great, thanks.
So those are the shots that are coming out, and then the person who is in charge of moving this group around is going to do. Thing. They are going to attempt to use their melee weapon against Gus.
Oh, interesting.
I did for a second think you were going to say that these people riding horses, living beings, susceptible to damage, were going to try and cut off a car.
They can do it.
I know mechanically they're allowed.
So this I can use. Well, I could use unarmed, but athletics is better. Well, hold on. Yeah. I use unarmed to try and avoid this.
Okay. You're up against 13 currently.
Cool. Unarmed score. How are you rolling all these dang numbers over there?
They roll a lot of dice and they have good targets.
Sounds nice. I got a 12.
Okay. So you are now in a rating 2 grapple.
Jeez.
As similar to Eloise, like you basically interesting. Well, hard fall. We never
It's attached to the car.
Yeah. No, the hard fall is prone, right? So it's you basically like are still prone, But this dude wrenches you out of the seatbelt, and like it like leaves a welt on your neck as he jabs in. You get hit in the chest by this this rod, and then whoosh, this like cable whips out, and then he like actually like it has like his like the horn on his saddle has like a little like hook for this thing, and he attaches it to the horn as he pulls the reins, and the weight and like strength of the horse is what's able to wrench you out of the window as you get pulled onto the back of this dude's horse, and then he detaches the thing, and you're now prone on the back of this dude's horse in a rating 2 grapple. And then he is going to use a quick action to try and move the group away. And that is going to be change distance. So it's a speed test from you, Dex.
Okay, the car is at a -2 from its damage, you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's too many dice to drive.
But I think the speed's +2, so I think
yeah, so I just get to roll the normal drive number I have.
There you go.
I have 2 3s.
Okay. He's got more than that. I
can't imagine how.
He is able to change his range from close, his and all the other horses. This includes the horse that Eloise is on. They branch off and veer westward as they tear off with Eloise and Porter, and they move. Eloise and Gus, and they move from close range, 1, 2, 3, to long range. As you basically like Dex, like the windshield was already broken, and like the parts of it that were still there like break even more and shatter as this rod comes in, wraps around Gus, and rips him out of his seat. And then Porter, you like get like shot at, and you swing around, and you see the person with Eloise is not there anymore. And all of a sudden, like Dex and Porter, the two of you are looking around and trying to find where everyone is, and you don't for like a full 2 seconds. You see the jeeps with treads pulling in on you, but you watch like you lose complete track of all the people and horses. They've scattered into the woods, and then you pull back up onto the road, and you see them like bolting down a field at long range, having rejoined each other. The remaining 3 horses, one with Eloise and one with Gus, at long range. And that is where we're going to take a break in the middle of this combat.
Come on.
Coming back, we will have the people in cars have a turn.
They need it, honestly. Doing too well.
And then it will be Gus, Eloise, and Porter. Gus and Eloise, you are now at long range from your companions as the horses have veered off dramatically. And just like, instead of like continuing this trajectory, they just bolted in a completely perpendicular route. And we're going to take a quick little break here. So those of you watching at home, go ahead and get a drink, go ahead and use the restroom, give a stretch, and say a prayer for Eloise and Gus as they ride off into the distance.
Yes.
We're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. What could go wrong? I have 10:02. We're gonna take about we'll say a 15-minute. I got 10:03 now. We're gonna take a 15-minute break, so we're gonna be back at 10:18. See you all in a little bit.
There's the Waluigi I know.
And we've returned. Hello, hi. Those of you who are just joining us, we are in the middle of a combat as our drifters have been attacked by mysterious masked figures in the night. Eloise,
mysterious. I have some theories.
Eloise and Gus have been basically they've been grappled.
Yoinked. We've been yoinked.
They were fully yoinked onto horseback, and then those horses whipped off to the side. There are two armored Jeep-like vehicles with like treads instead of tires. They have like four little triangular treads that are chasing after Dex and Porter at the moment. Porter is on the back of Alistair Caldwell's horse, Sinclair. Dex is alone in Gus's car. And they are being fully attacked, and it's terrible. And Eloise and Gus are very far away because the horses rolled extremely well on their test to change distance. So they
let's give the viewers the full picture. They didn't have to roll very well.
And so the horses are at long range, while the cars are still at standard range to Dex and Porter. And with that, we're gonna jump right back into it with the cars. The people in the cars. There are 2 people in one car and 3 people in another car. And they are going to shoot a bit. One of the people, the driver, Which initiative do they have left? This is important. Cool. The driver of one of the cars is going to lean out with a fully automatic weapon and is going to shoot at both Dex and Porter.
Somebody want to hit up a boozle? But do we have the grit for it?
Dex and Porter are a little grit starved at the moment.
I got enough grit to boozle twice. I can do a couple of boozles.
You gonna do 2 boozles? You gonna do some bland boozles here?
Saves my life. I believe
Rolling
it.
at pretty good numbers. I appreciate the bamboos.
It's just a good economy bamboozle, you know?
Yeah,
Or
when you
boozle
can
for your
bamboozle.
It is a you get a lot more bland for this boozle.
This is the 4th time they've attacked us, right? I don't have any negatives to this dodge.
Unless you were attacked by the people on horseback. They attacked a bit, right? Some of them shot.
No, the last thing was fully automatic. It was the last boozle that I did.
Yep.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't had a turn since that thing you
No.
bamboozled. So those negatives affect you.
Good.
You're up against a 10. You're up against a 10.
I have an 11.
Okay.
I've got a 6.
2 11s even.
You have a 6, Porter?
No, that's right.
Porter.
Don't look at me like that.
Porter, you take 12 damage with 4 armor piercing.
Come on. 12 damage for armor piercing. Well, you mean I take a class 2 injury?
How many injuries do you have right now, Porter?
Just the one.
Okay.
I only have the one,
Because you have a limit to how many you can take.
which is 2, I believe.
Depending on your durability. Basically,
The number of dice you roll for durability,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's durability,
Oh, good. Then I can take 3.
half durability rounded up, basically, which is the same equation you use to roll dice. That's how many.
I've just got the
injuries.
one, so I've got 2 more to take.
Oh, now
which
you have
I'm
1
sure
more to
I
take.
Probably will.
Okay, you take an injury. Roll it.
No, come on.
Oh,
I'm
also,
compromised.
because you have an injury, don't forget you roll 2 dice and take the highest.
He got the highest one.
There's no way I didn't. Oh, it was a 16 and a 17 though, so I was just destined to be in that 4th tier of compromised. So I have -1 reliability on all my tests now.
Okay. Yeah. So Porter, you hit your head on that tree branch. You pull up, you're looking around, and you realize Gus and Eloise are almost a mile away by the time you spot them. You lose them for like just a couple seconds, it feels like. And then all of a sudden, they're so far away. And you see them both slumped over the back of horses. And Porter, the only thing that you can think of is that Eloise wanted to talk. And you never got the opportunity. And that is going to rattle you to the core.
Oh.
As you are compromised.
You're getting whopped emotionally and physically.
I know. Porter can't catch a break.
You're like, for a moment, you think that could have been, like, Eloise could go away. You don't know, right? This is it.
Mm-hmm.
With a gun barrel in your mouth, you only speak in vowels.
Yes.
All right. So that attack happens. Gus, you said you succeeded over me, right?
I was the one you were
Dex,
shooting
Dex,
at.
sorry,
And yes,
Dex.
I did.
It's teeth, just so you know. That's what that look is.
The gun barrel. Sure. All right. So then the other people in the car are going to fire as well. They're going to There's 4 additional people between the 2 cars. 2 of them are going to shoot directly at Gus's car first.
Okay.
And then 1 of them is going to shoot at Porter and 1 of them is going to shoot at Dex.
Okay.
Right.
The car is hit.
The car
It's
takes... We've established how this works. The car takes, after everything, 4 damage directly to its hit points.
Twice?
Well, yes, twice.
The car is, I believe, still driving.
3 hit points, baby.
Ooh,
Let's go, car.
hooey! The car is in shambles, but it's still running. And Porter, you get attacked. You are up against reliability. You're up against a 10.
Then that's a grave misfire.
Oh no!
Porter might just die. I think it is not just time, right? Shouldn't we just kill him? Put him out of his misery,
Listen,
I swear.
I love Porter and Seth. I love you. It feels like only one half of us is really equipped to be in this immediate moment with you and me. Out here with the jeeps, away from the horses.
I know. What are you gonna do about it?
Wow. Okay, well, first things first.
Ooh-wee.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say how much damage you take, and then I realized I have an opportunity here to try and take your arm.
You absolute
No, because then he's gonna roll
Monster.
fucking bleeding out and he will die.
No, I already did that
Can't
once.
get him.
You know, if there's one thing I can say about my misfires, it's usually something new every time. So.
Well, but you have to roll 3 dice and take the highest, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
Or
Listen, I can't get him. If he's bleeding out, Porter's dead. Unless one of these guys in the trucks is gonna be like, you know what? I switched teams.
All right, one of you is gonna have to learn how to play my instrument so that you can write a ballad about me. I trust Gus the most for some reason. Oh, oh! There it is! There it is!
What do we want? Should I stay or should I go?
I always love that one.
Well, so misfires often you like downgrade equipment.
That's true.
Addie.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
Sinclair
Seth, how much
hates
grit
him
you
and
have?
is not considered well trained
Seth,
when
how
he's
much grit-
riding him.
Hey, spend it. You dead if you don't. Spend it.
Dan has a point. The only thing I got for grave misfire is that you take enough damage that your injury will be class 4.
Like, listen, the situation here is so bad, you dead if you don't spend this grit to downgrade this.
I have thoroughly thought about it. I spent
Right.
the time. The grave misfire condition will be that I will increase this damage enough that it's going to be a class 4 injury for you. You can take the class 4 injury, or
Don't do it.
you
Don't
can
do it.
you can spend grit to downgrade this misfire, and it won't be that.
I
It'll
feel like that
downgrade the quality of
TikTok.
Eloise's Omni tool. She lifted on the horse.
It's up to you. Honestly, Seth, 100%. I support whatever decision you make. You want to hold on to that grit and roll the dice? Totally for it. You want to spend the grit? Do that. It's literally, I'm totally fine. I have no, like, I'm good with either one. Like, don't let anyone pressure. You do whatever you want to do, Seth.
I'm just gonna lay down over here. I'm gonna tell you to say.
Wouldn't have chosen those ones, but. Argitlam, if you can blow at your screen for me, that would be massively helpful.
He's taking it. He's taking the class 4 injury. Argitlam, blow your screen. Hold on, give it a second. Give it a second. There's a bit of a delay.
I need the con.
There's a bit of a delay. We're gonna give Argitlam a chance.
Totally unrelated. Can we get like Kate on the phone, or how do we get in touch with her?
All right. Argitlam says on it. You're good. You have the blessing from Argitlam.
Oh my god.
Great start. Oh shit. No, it has to be this one.
The worst.
Oh, this is terrible. Okay, come here.
No, don't you dare roll the one that you rolled before. Find a
It's the
different
one that got blown on. You don't know what you're talking
It's blessed. It's blessed by Argitlam.
It got blown on.
What you got, Porter?
about. I got a 1, an 18, and a 20. So that was the wrong decision.
Oh my god!
That's a misfire.
I misfired on my grave misfire.
Oh god!
I'm burning my dice after that one. I'm burning
Oh
them.
my god! All right, Porter.
Seth, it's you.
You're not wrong.
All right, Porter. You realize that Eloise is being taken away. You panic. And you grab the reins of Sinclair and you dig in with your heels and like point Sinclair at Eloise. You have tunnel vision. You don't even hear the cars. You don't even see anything else. You just see off in the distance, bending around the horizon, Eloise on the back of this horse. And you think, I gotta get to her. I gotta save her. You dig in your heels, you pull on the reins. Sinclair responds instantly and bolts in, changes direction and bolts in that direction. And as you go, you almost don't even register the gunfire around you. And then you realize there's this kind of cold feeling in your back. And as you carry off beyond, like, just like riding as fast as you can towards Eloise, like, the scene kind of comes back to you, and you just look back and you see that you've been shot like directly in the back, like just barely missing your spine. And like you realize like this is bad. This is really bad. The bullet went all the way through and had an upward angle. And you are now bleeding out. Which means at the beginning of each of your turns, even if your initiative is 0, at the beginning of each of your turns in initiative, you take 1 hit point damage until you are dead.
Starting now?
No, it's not your turn yet. This is just defense test.
I know I've done this before. But
no, right now, no damage.
I can honestly see how upset Addie is, and I'm upset at myself for making that decision.
Don't worry.
So
Old Gus is back on the job. But someone need to get somewhere real fast?
So that was 1 attack against each of you, right?
Yeah, you didn't resolve the one against me.
Oh, cool.
That was
the first attack.
Two guys just shot at the car. One guy shot at Porter, and then one guy shot at me, and that was everybody.
Yep. So the one against Dex. Well, I don't mean to rub it in for Seth, but Dex, you're up against a 6.
that's nice.
Good. That's why.
That's literally.
Yeah. Okay. Now the 2 attacks that are going against the car, Dex.
No,
we did that. We did those already. Those are first. All right. Cool. We're good. Okay. That's the people in cars. So now it is Gus's turn.
All right. What do I got to do to break out of this grapple?
I mean, you don't have like an Omni tool at your disposal or anything like that. So like it's pretty much an athletics test to try and like break the cable or the connection on the cable.
Is it a focused action?
Yeah, it's a focused action to try to break a grapple. If it was a person grappling you, you could also reverse it, but this isn't a person grappling you, it is an item grappling.
I reverse it onto the item. I break the item.
I mean, you will.
All right. What am I rolling at? This isn't the person grappling me. So if I try to attack the person, but he's got me hooked into this horse.
You're at a -2 to everything, regardless of who you target or what you do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to break this grapple.
Okay. Cool.
Pray for these dang dice. This is very important.
Gonna line up my dice here and probably attempt to share this with the world.
Man, it's either very good or very bad.
My guess is very good.
I hope bad. Ooh, I had that thought in my head.
Oh.
It is reversed, but you can see 3 20s and a 4.
I got a 10, so that one's great. So this guy's bleeding out. That's how it works. Eye for an eye.
So you were targeting the item. You were just trying to break the grapple. However,
break the grapple.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, I'm confirming. Yes.
Okay. I thought you said you don't. I was like, did a 4 beat you? What?
Look, it comes closer than I would like.
Okay.
I have 1 net success on that 4.
Oh, but I grave misfire. So, what happens, Gus, is you are wrapped up and like whizzing through, and then the trees give way as you are on a field. The gunfire and engines are distant, way more distant than you'd like. You finally manage to like get yourself turned in a way that you can see, and you see Eloise on a horse over from you. And I will give you an option, Gus, because of my grave misfire. You break your grapple. That happens. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can either also break Eloise's grapple, or you could knock this dude off of his horse that is on the same horse as you.
Yeah, I'll knock the dude off his horse.
Okay, cool. So you twist, you see Eloise, you see the horses all riding as fast as they can away from the fight. And you just like flex, and you don't even have your illuminated powers activated. You just like flex and bend, and this like thing, this like cable is wrapped around and connected with like a clasp that comes off of the rod. And like that starts to break, and you just grab that with both of your hands and you like break it and then like whip it. And it like smacks this dude right in the face. Like it hits him in the ear, which isn't covered by the ballistic mask. And actually you see part of his ear comes off. And like this like the whipping, lashing motion of this thing hits him, and you drop it, and he grabs his ear and twists, and you just grab him on the chest and toss him behind you. And he fucking slams onto the ground and rolls to the ground. He's not dead yet or anything, but he is no longer like on a vehicle in a chase scene, which is a bad place to be.
This is gonna go
and
work.
now, Gus, you have control of the horse that you're on.
Yeah. That's my turn, right?
Yeah, I mean, you
can kick a guy.
You actually can. All of them are considered within close range of each other, so you could use your Fist of Fury to make a melee attack against somebody.
Oh hell yeah! I kick the guy who's got Eloise.
Okay. Go for it. He has a 10. What'd you get?
It's 24 damage with 4 armor piercing.
Oh.
I do have a 14 if you want to do something grit wise.
So you lash out with this cable that you break, smack this dude like cutting off part of his ear, and he tumbles to the ground. You jump up onto the saddle and you pull on the reins, and you slam into the dude that has Eloise. Eloise, like your face like gets like hit by like the horse that Gus is riding, and Gus, like, you let go of the reins for like, or you put the reins in your teeth as you reach behind you, because you kind of slammed shoulder and shoulder with this guy. You reach behind you and you catch his head in your arms, and you pull him off of the saddle, whipping him over your horse, and you slam him like he does a full somersault in the air, and like just like face plants, like his whole body just goes like into the ground as you hear like his spine like snap as he hits the ground. And now Eloise is on the back of a riderless horse, grappled, and you are next to that horse on your horse that you are in control of, and that dude is fucking dead.
Interesting. Okay. This makes things different.
I'll say
things have changed. I think I still might. Yeah. Gus wants to be away from these. Gus doesn't want to get kidnapped. So, Gus would like to. I would like to double down.
Okay.
And this new turn, I can move.
Yes. You can leave the horse now because you are no longer suffering from the hard fall
from your seatbelt injury.
Your seatbelt injury. You finally get like a clean breath. Like, it's been hard because you got like strangled by a seatbelt that you got pulled through, and now you can actually breathe a little bit and focus on more than just what's immediately in front of you.
Oh, can I do something in a way that I can take Eloise and me and move us back to?
You know what's wild is because you defeated the rider who was controlling Eloise's horse, there is now a third group in your team's, or a second group in your team's like dynamic. Basically, it was Dex and Sinclair Gus's car and Sinclair were one group. And now you are part of a secondary group that is at long range from that, which is the horse you're in charge of and the horse that Eloise is kind of in charge of because she is on it while grappled. Like, she's grappled, like, there's nothing that stops her from actually taking control of it. She just rolls in a -2, right? So, like, you now have created an additional group because you have taken control of two transports.
Okay, what does it take me to get the horses back to where we need to be?
So look at the chasing rules I sent you.
Yeah.
Basically, there are special actions you can take. You are now the leader of that new group. And so right now that group is at long range from Dex and Porter, and at close range to the other horses, of which I want to say there's actually only one now. I think that's right. Because there were 4 initially, we killed one, and now one got thrown on the ground and the other one got killed.
Yep.
So basically the ultimate thing you want is to save a quick action for change distance. You can use draft or mislead to give yourself bonuses to your change distance roll. But that's the only real combo you have in order to get to where Porter and Dex are.
Let it be known, I choose to fail any opposed roll for Gus to close the distance.
I'll guess. And you close one distance category
per success rolled, and you are currently three away from it. If you want to get back to close, you got to get 3 successes.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and draft and mislead.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna mislead in this particular instance because it's less about you catching up to people and more you like shaking people. So you're gonna mislead. This is a handling test. This horse that you're on has stats, which I have in my notes.
Cool. Love to hear it.
Yeah, this is you have no modifier from the horse on the handling test.
Cool. And it's a wrangle?
Yes.
All right. Oh. Gus is from a farm. He can ride a horse.
You can
He's
do
met
it.
a horse.
I only
That
rolled
one.
an 8.
Can I help him with words of encouragement?
Nope. That's a specific
talent.
talent that you don't have.
Okay, that's fun.
It's a good talent, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
I should get it. At this point, I should.
That's nope, nothing, no bonuses. Cool.
Okay, cool.
That's fine.
So now your next thing is to use the change distance action, which is a speed test. And your speed is at a +1 on this horse.
Cool. So I'm rolling wrangle +1.
Mhm.
And I need 3 hits to get back with the gang.
To get back with the gang, any successes you get do get you closer.
Cool.
Yeah, because basically you're at like the dynamic of this fight has changed slightly because of the focus. Previously, you guys were at the front of the fight. Now the horses where you and Eloise are at the front of this chase. As focus has shifted in that direction. So you guys are basically at one range category, and then 3 away are where Dex and Porter are at, and then 1 category beyond them is where the cars are, because the cars are still at standard range from Dex and Porter.
Makes sense. Cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get to our gang. So that's not an opposed roll, right?
It is an opposed roll. It's an opposed speed test.
Oh,
Against
who opposes me?
Who?
Against it's anyone who wants to try and stop you. So basically, the people in the cars could try and like shove Dex and Porter in the wrong direction. The person on the horse could try and like slow you down or get in the way, that kind of thing.
Well, can
All you have
can
to
the
do
people
is
in the
get-
car like see us?
Yeah,
Like
you're
4 range
still
categories away.
you're still in the chasing. There's specifically a thing that lets you exit the chasing, which is at long or extreme range, you can lose them.
Oh.
The people who kidnapped you
So
did
tense.
not succeed in losing them. Oh,
I'm
do you
so
want to try
tempted,
and lose
but-
them?
No.
We gotta save Porter. We gotta save Porter. All right. I'm rolling wrangle.
Come on. All you gotta do is get 1 hit without spending any grit.
All I did was get a 5.
I also got a 5.
Hey, that's 1 success.
then-
Should I
And then
make some twist
twist the
the
knife
knife?
twice. Twist the knife twice.
Yeah, I'll twist the knife twice.
Okay.
I mean, you do what you want.
I twist it.
That puts Gus to 0 grit and me to 8. Gus, you like swing that dude over you, slam him on the ground. You grab Eloise's horse's reins and your reins that you had in your teeth. You grab it with the other hand and you pull, and both horses like veer to the left and swing around. And the one guy who's still on horseback like sees this and like isn't able to get control of his horse in time to stop you from running directly at Dex and Porter, who are driving in your direction with 2 cars behind them, firing on them.
Cool. That's no one's oh shoot, I could have kicked that guy before I left. Could I kick that guy before I left?
Yeah, sure.
Hey!
It makes sense. You swing by, you ride past him and try to like clothesline him.
Yeah.
It was then that he became aware something was up with the pack of horses he was in.
Oh my god. I rolled 2 2s, a 1, and a 5.
Metal.
Well. Okay, well, a 5. A 5 cancels out my 2. Dang. Yeah, well, I mean, it's 2 hits.
Okay, how much damage does that guy take?
He's gonna take 12, 6 of it's piercing. So now he'll have some negatives to deal with, presumably.
Yeah,
I mean,
he has
certainly, there's
some
nothing he
negatives
can
to
do.
deal with. Yeah. So you get like, you straight up like just like hit that dude with a full on elbow in the face as you ride by. Like he like sees like you whip around. He was at the back of the pack and you whip around and ride directly at him. And he tries to like ride in between you and Eloise. And like you let go of the reins so Eloise's horse can like break. So you guys don't just like collide. But you throw an elbow and you like crack this dude's mask as he rides by. You look back and he's like leaning back over his saddle and has to pull himself back up.
And I also hate to do this, but real quick, someone with superior firepower defeated in close combat.
Yeah, multiple.
Was a problem resolved with a show strength?
He flexed his way out of a cable.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That problem was resolved. Yeah, I was like, the problem of the fight is not resolved, but yes, the cable, you literally just ripped it off.
Have a grit.
Gus had to go to work.
That's 2 XP for everyone, and Gus gets a grit. Gotta get that 1 grit so you can stop yourself from dying.
Yep. That's what that one's for.
All right, cool. So that's Gus's turns. Eloise, it's your turn. You are now at close range with Dex and Porter. You've rejoined with your friends. You are still grappled at rating 2 because even though the person who did it is dead, it was an item that grappled you.
Oh, don't I know it? So Porter's really shot. Is he still on Sinclair?
Should be.
Yeah.
I didn't fall
He didn't
off.
like fall off, right?
No, he's on the horse.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just hurt. He's just very hurt. Dex, how much initiative do you have left? Is it 3 or 4?
It's got to be 3 because I had 9 to start. Maybe it's 5. It could be 5.
Yeah, I have 5 too.
Okay. So I imagine treating. Can I get onto Porter's horse? That's not possible, right? Because I'm still grappled onto the back of this one.
I would probably, because you are grappled, I would require a test for you to be able to transfer horses.
Okay.
Sinclair would be able to help you because Sinclair is moving up next to you.
Okay.
But that's all I got.
I guess. Oh my god, this is so dumb. I'm gonna end up killing Porter.
You still have your Omni tool. You are, and the fight's not over. There's still a dude on a horse very far away, and then 2 cars.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I will try to get out of this grapple with my broken, shitty Omni tool.
Oh, it's only standard quality.
It's real expensive, even for me, and I've got a lot of money.
Well, it's a good thing we recently robbed a whole bandit hideout.
Also, does it oppose?
No. It wasn't opposed last time. She just rolled poorly last time. Okay. So you're at a -2 because you are grappled. And then you are still at a -3 because of the situation.
Right.
So you're at a total of -5. Your standard quality Omni tool only gives you a reliability now, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's actually
then,
a -5 now on machine.
And then it's a -6
because you're hurt.
I'm hurt. So this is so stupid. Come on.
We got
One success.
okay. You do it, but that is
What?
your turn.
No.
Wait, Eddie, You got 4 grit.
I'm not going to double down. What if I have to flashback to a time when I had a better homie?
All the cool kids are doing it. Just double down.
No, I'm not going to double
Everybody
down. What
loves
am I
to
going to
double
do
down.
on a double down?
Listen.
No.
Porter's got time as long as we are in a fight. I will keep one of them alive for a time.
I think that is the end
Honestly,
of your
a good
initiative, though,
strategy.
Eloise. Does that sound right?
Yeah. So I had a 6. So I have one less turn than.
Also, I was joking earlier. I've only taken 2 turns. I think I do have 5 initiative.
Okay, cool. This makes sense to me. Yeah, because you had a 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My initiative counts were all off, and I was like, wow, everyone's got really low initiative all of a sudden. And then I was like, hold on, let me
That
use.
would mean I wouldn't have a turn.
Yeah.
And that's not accurate.
Yeah, I got ahead of myself. I edited someone twice. and then turned off.
Trying to take our initiative.
I took away my initiative too. So Eloise, you still have 2. You still have an extra turn.
Okay. I will wait.
All right, Porter, it's your turn. You take 1 hit point damage.
There goes. Good boy, hit point damage.
How many hit points do you have left, out of curiosity? If you were going to say, something like
Need a
8
certain
or
number of
whatever.
turns. I've still got 8 hit points, so.
Cool.
Oh.
So
could
Porter,
be worse.
you see Eloise and Gus. Eloise just managing to get her Omni tool in place. It's not like a saw blade as much as it's a clipper that she cuts the wire with and then pulls herself on top of the horse as her and Gus run up and rejoin you and Dex as you travel in a direction kind of veering off to the left, and the 2 jeeps are still hot on your tail, and then there's one person on a horse very far away as Eloise and Gus have run back in your direction.
I can try this. I don't think it'll be successful, but I'd like to try and lose them so that I can get treated.
That is, you can lose the horse. The people who the vehicles right now, the 2 cars, they are at standard range. So you can't lose them, but you could lose the person on the horse.
Okay.
But actually, you can't. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, the car is in charge, unfortunately for you.
Yeah, the try to lose them action is only for the leader, and Dex is currently the leader. You'd have to spend a whole focused action becoming the leader.
Okay. I think, sure. There's really nothing for me to do other than shoot somebody, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and shoot somebody real quick.
Okay.
How about
Do you have
What's
gas grenades that you can shoot with your gun?
I only have injection ammo. I don't have gas grenade ammo.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was, something I was
Just gonna say.
planning on doing. Very helpful.
I'm sure
we
we
could.
there.
Wait, you got a gas grenade ammo?
No, I don't. That's the problem.
That would be fun. I hope
If only I had some skunk ape glands that I could turn into gas grenade.
One of y'all's got a bunch of explosives.
I do.
That's true.
Yeah. I was about to say one thing
Yeah.
that is useful for y'all to know is currently you have 2 groups of vehicles. So in the suggested action where Porter tries to lose them, even if that happened, only Porter and Dex would lose them. Eloise and Gus are a different group. If at any point,
even though Eloise is on Sinclair now,
Eloise,
Basically, we're 2 units in this chase.
Yeah.
And each unit has to
But I
lose them
thought-
separately.
Eloise isn't on Sinclair. Eloise is on some random guy's horse.
oh, I thought you'd. Okay, that makes sense.
And so at any point, anyone could use a focused action to become the leader of whatever group they're not a part of, right?
Right.
And basically take control of all groups.
one group to roll them all.
Yeah. So if you guys wanted to basically merge, someone just has to spend a focus action to do that. Otherwise, you're operating kind of separately because you got like cars in between you. You guys haven't fully reconvened, that kind of thing.
I'll spend that focus action to get us all in one group. I think that makes sense, right?
Okay. It does make you the leader on Sinclair, but yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was worried about. I was hoping that, you know, it'd be like a train situation, you know.
Nobody is good at driving here. No one is good. The best we can do is okay. If you are okay, it is a drastic improvement.
The thing is, it's 2 dice, and I aim for a 4, so I don't think it's better than having you be the leader.
Oh no, it's the one person where it gets worse.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, good. I'm gonna shoot somebody. I'm gonna try for the... Let's see, the person who kidnaps you is already dead, so I'm gonna shoot one of the Jeep drivers. Whichever one's closer.
There are 2 Jeeps. There's one with 2 people and one with 3 people. They're about equidistant. Which one do you want to shoot at?
The one with the 3 people.
Okay.
I'm fucking angry. No longer operating on negative. That's just a regular...
It is a regular
standard flat roll.
It's a regular attack roll. They do have medium cover, so you are at a -2.
Okay.
And they rolled an 11.
Well, I can't roll better than that.
Okay. Because you're using a double barrel firearm, you can take another shot.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, that first one goes wide. I'll fire my second one. And it's a second attack, which means that is a negative modifier.
On specifically because of the way double barrel works,
allows it. Right.
Yeah, you are at a -1 here.
The high of 5.
I do have.
Oh, I got a reliability.
Oh, okay. I have a 9.
I have a 9.
Hey!
Hey! You don't need blood to shoot a guy.
I swear.
What kind of damage are we working with here?
That's, I mean, it was Hollow Point again, so that's
7 with no armor
with
piercing.
no piercing.
Cool. This guy does seem pretty heavily armored. You fire through, splitting the needle between those metal slats. You do hit him. You don't see any blood splatter.
That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah. And that is Porter. Porter basically sees Eloise and Gus rejoin, cocks the rifle, aims it past them, and fires 2 shots at one of the cars, hitting the driver a little bit. And next up is Dex.
I will shoot the same guy.
The guy that Porter was shooting at?
Yes.
Cool.
So he's at standard range, so that there's no +1 for...
Correct. Yeah, so you are at the -1 for attacking other vehicles, and then -2 because of the medium cover.
Okay.
He has an 11.
I have reliability. Okay. Okay. I have 2 12s.
Okay, how much damage is that?
It's 12 damage, no piercing.
Yeah, you follow Porter's shot with your returning shot, and you like let go of the wheel for a second again, and you fire straight through the back windshield, which is already totally decimated and shattered. You just pew pew. Fire, and the first shot definitely hits this guy, breaking some of the paneling in front of him, but he is still quite fine, it seems.
And I shoot him again. Okay. I have the 12s that I am allowed to count.
make my own luck. Why not? Otherwise, I have a 3.
Oh.
So let me go ahead and just roll another die at this.
I mean, you roll however many you need. I'll take the grit.
I still, shockingly, have a 3. I rolled the thing that makes it shockingly is because I rolled another success.
You know what? For you, Tommy, I will let your defensive 3 negate my 3. The 4 will slide through.
My defensive 3 doesn't negate it. You get 2 net hits if you have a 3.
Oh, no, sorry. I have 3 net hits. The 3 was superfluous.
Oh,
I was throwing you a bone.
Got it. How much damage?
It's 18 damage. No armor piercing.
All right, he is still alive, but that shot hurts him pretty bad. Basically, you bam, bam. The first shot shatters, follows Porter's. Porter kind of like nicked one of the paneling. You shoot in that same spot, and it shatters. And you shoot right through it again, and blood does shoot out from the wound. This dude's got like 3 chest wounds, one of which definitely pierced through his armor and hit him pretty bad.
That's me.
All right. Yeah. Horse Merc is going to Horse Mark is going to roll to lose you guys.
Oh.
He's going to disengage from this fight. He pulls the reins and tries to get away. You can try to oppose if you like.
So do both me and Gus get a
Yep.
chance to oppose?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, lose them is opposed speed or handling?
It is...
Speed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's 4 of us still, so... What's the negative penalties on Car's wounds, Roman?
Good question. Let me find out. Let's see.
Yeah, you guys did just go from having 2 vehicles to having 4 vehicles, which is hilarious for this test. He's at a -4 because technically there's 4 vehicles now in your control.
And as are you at a -4.
Okay. Then a +2 from how fast we're going.
Okay.
So it's only a -2 to this drive roll.
He has an 8.
I can't beat that. Well, if my 3 eats any of his successes.
It does, but not enough that it matters.
I think, Gus is also allowed to roll it.
Yeah,
right?
Gus is the
group.
leader of another group, so he can, in fact, roll.
Oh shoot! What did that guy have?
A 9.
9. I got a 7.
Okay. So the guy on the horse off in the distance veers off and disappears into some trees. Gus, you think maybe if you cared at all, you might be able to track him. Like you see, he barrels through some bushes and rips him off the ground. You're like, that guy's not being careful about where he rides. Like, if I wanted to follow him, I probably have a trail.
Mm-hmm. What we should have maybe done was stop the car.
The car goes next. And they're going to shoot at Gus's car.
Surprise. The car becomes hit. Wait, no, hold on. I can roll 1s because I've had a turn and no one's shot at me.
Ah!
Oh yeah.
Wait, that doesn't matter
surprised you
still
don't-
because ties, even if I roll a 1, it still goes to me.
So?
All right, so the car takes 4 damage direct to hit points.
The car. I think it's done.
Yeah.
Jesus, these guys got us.
So that car, the Dex's car stops. Basically gets shot. Dex, because I only beat you by like 1 point of damage, it's not a crash situation. It does like a bullet just rears through the engine and it's like.
This is what happens when you let Dan drive your truck. Just
Oh
saying.
my god.
No,
If y'all
I
build
know.
a car that is designed to be in a fight, I will make that baby sing. Y'all want these fucking sedans and station wagons.
I will say Gus's car is not totaled because I didn't do a ton of damage over it. So this car is
Still got
repaired.
armor, actually.
It still has armor. Exactly. It's all the pieces are being held together.
This is cover now.
Okay, well, with that first shot ending the car, the other shots are going to ring out at people.
Free to use this hunk of metal as cover.
So that shot hits the car. Another shot is going to attack Dex. Another shot is going to attack Gus. And another shot is going to attack Eloise.
You killed Roman's car, and he left because of it. I hope you're happy.
It's just such a nice car.
Y'all are up against. Oh, sorry. Who did I say first? I said Dex first.
Dex first.
So because of your cover, I can only count. Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, Dex, what did you roll? I guess that will matter.
I have a 16.
Okay, never mind. That shot just hits the dead car.
Cover.
Next shot against Eloise. Eloise, you are up against a 12.
I am rolling wrangle. So is there a negative to the handling?
You're on one of their horses. No.
Okay.
No modifier.
I have, what did you say? A 12?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I have a 9.
Okay, that is 5 damage, 4 of which is armor piercing.
Oh my god.
And then Gus.
Oh, I'm getting shot.
Yep.
4.
Can I use athletics?
You are up against a 14.
Am I able to use athletics?
Yeah.
Or does it have to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
wrangle?
No, it doesn't have to be wrangle. Wrangle is just an option.
All right, I got a 13.
Okay. I'll twist the knife against you, Gus.
You absolute jerk.
Gives you a grit, and you take 10 damage, 4 of which is armor piercing.
All right, that's fine.
So they fire some shots, and then the one who is... Yeah, perfect. The one... Oh, no, you're at standard. Yeah, they're going to attempt to mislead... So the target of the mislead is going to be... Well, there's only one leader now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, it's
Sinclair.
two, 'cause there's
No, there's two.
Sinclair
Yeah,
is
Porter.
by.
It's just
himself.
now Porter.
Yeah, Porter, and Gus. They're gonna target Porter. They're gonna target Porter. So Porter, you got to roll a wrangle test.
Great.
Modified by Sinclair's handling at top speed, which I don't remember.
Oh, I do.
I certainly don't know it.
So his at top speed is, of course it says wrangle test.
Yes.
It says wrangle test.
Horse
Daniel.
body. I didn't write that part. That wasn't me.
That one was me.
For his speed, you don't
To
have
handle the horse, you make a wrangle test. Everyone knows that.
I have his speed track is -3, -2, -1, -1.
So it's a -1. Porter.
-1.
Yep.
Great. So
But that's
two
his
dice.
speed, not his handling.
Rolling for a treat.
you. So you don't have his hand. You don't have
I
his.
don't
handling
have his
stats.
handling.
Yeah, the only stuff I put there was Eloise's horse, good friend, parentheses, to Eloise.
And then I sort of
Best
just put in the
friends,
rest.
I might say.
Yeah, Roman beat me there. On this
No
stuff.
modifier. No modifier on handling. Porter.
Okay.
Great. Just rolling for 4s then.
Yep.
Hey, that's a 4. Look at me. That's a 7.
They're
It's
actually.
1 4.
They're going to damage their vehicle by adjusting their speed all the way down to the highest possible handling modifier. These people are gonna fucking pull like a fucking J turn here. I had the wrong tab open. Okay. So you are up against a 9. What did you say you got?
A 4.
Okay, cool. So they get a +3 to this next test, which they're going to do, which is going to be they're going to try and change the distance.
Now the question is it a retreat or is it another attack?
So Porter and Gus can resist this if they want, but they're going to attempt to change the distance.
Can we know which
there-
way they're trying to go?
Like, it's clear that they are trying to peel off. They are not trying to
Okay,
drive
and-
into you guys. They are trying to peel off.
And do I have a negative modifier? Is this like an attack? Like now that this is their second adjustment that I'm rolling against, or is it just
No. These are just opposed tests. These are not defense tests. But yeah, if you want to oppose it, you can.
God.
And they are going to
No.
damage their vehicle even more to push the speed all the way back up, so they have the highest possible speed test. There is
They're
a
trying to get away from us, it sounds like.
yeah, and Sinclair's speed. I think does he have? He just has armoring and reflex, right? So it's no
I don't
modifier.
think it matters.
No
I don't
modifier.
think it matters. The modifier.
He rolled
Porter's
already.
roll.
What's the matter? That's a great misfire.
You are to throw that
we
green
should've-
dot away after we play tonight. You throw it away.
I know.
Also,
You have to-
why'd you roll? They're running away from us.
You have to, Seth. You have to downgrade this one because now it's not your life on the line; it's Sinclair's life on the line.
That's true. That's true.
And the horse
Oh, yeah.
must be fine.
I'll spend that on my grid. Let's just spend it. It's fine. It's not a problem.
Great. Now
A
it's
horse does have to be fine.
the horse
So
has
it's
to
a
be
regular
fine.
misfire.
The Omni tool degrades. Everything's okay.
So you got no successes? Yeah,
Yeah, right.
that's wild.
I know.
Okay. So they have a bunch of positives. Okay, cool. Porter, for your regular misfire, because you spent grit to make it a regular misfire. Your armor is going to become poor quality.
I only have so many cubes, everybody. I gotta rebuild 2 vehicles.
As you see them veering off, and in like a flash of like, no, you don't get to get away, you pull on Sinclair, and Sinclair is not about it. Sinclair is trying to get to Eloise. And so Sinclair kicks back, and you fly off and like tumble to the ground. And like your armor gets like broken and dented and scratched in like ways that require significant repair. So you have, your armor is normally medium armor, right?
That's right.
Okay, so it was excellent quality, which meant it had 9 armor points. When you downgrade the quality of armor, the maximum armor points goes down. So right now, until it is upgraded back to excellent quality, it's it only gives you 7 armor points if it's fully restored.
Oh, sure. Oh, that's great. It's been a great session for me.
Do they peel away?
Yeah, they get 4 successes, so they are able to change their range category 4 times. So they move all the way to extreme range. And then I do have to give you all the grit as I double down because they've used all their actions, and it's a focused action to try and lose them. So they are going to try and completely get away from you guys. But all of you get a grit because of that.
Right.
Hey, hey, y'all want to go after that one? I want to know what just happened and why.
The horse? It looks like...
I turned to the others. Basically, like, y'all want to go after that horseman?
It does look like Gus, like in general, looks like they are heading in roughly the same direction.
Oh, they're heading the same direction?
Yeah.
Okay, well, absolutely not to that.
They peel off and head in the general same direction as the horse, but you know that the horse is leaving enough of a trail that you might be able to follow them.
I don't think we want any more of this.
And I don't know if you guys are trying to oppose. It's only you now, Gus, because Porter has been knocked off of Sinclair.
No, I let these folks go.
They do it. They succeed. So they break off and drive westward with the horse rider, the surviving horse rider, disappearing into the night. And you're able to bring your horses to a stop and reconvene around where Dex and Porter are. Porter doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and dismount and...
Yeah,
hey,
Porter has been shot through the back, through and through. It went in his middle back and came out just under his lung.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did it again. Ow.
Oh my god.
Hey, would you mind? I'm mortally wounded again. If you could just sort of...
Can I see the downed horseman, like, in the fields ahead of us?
Oh, the one who's on foot?
Or, like, any of them?
Yeah, there is one who Gus took half of the ear off of, and he's running.
Oh, if there's someone running, I go over and I grab Dex onto my horse. I say, let's go.
Yeah, I like climb out of the sunroof because the doors won't open anymore.
Yeah, you get up, you jump, and you land right on the back. Dex and Gus, this dude's on foot. There are horses around, but not close enough that he can get to them before you guys can catch up to him. And if you're gonna try and push in on him, yeah, Gus goes. So Gus can get you guys there. And then Dex will go, and that will be that. But Eloise and Porter still happen before. If you guys are attempting to engage,
this is a much more dramatic and interesting thing right in this second. I need to know how this roll goes. The reason I actually asked was I was gonna run and go see if they had like supplies on them. Looking over and seeing that, dang, it happened to Porter again.
No, I'll do you want my help or
God, yes,
do I
please.
need to
Can
do
you,
it or I just I'll just
here.
you
Just
okay,
help.
just
Here,
tell me what to do.
I think I can like work on myself, right?
Yeah.
Or is there a negative to that?
There is a negative to that, but Eloise can help negate that negative by assisting you. It's a -2 to operate on yourself.
Yeah, let's do that.
You do get an automatic success when you do it, though, so that's nice. That makes it so the 5 successes you need becomes 4 successes.
You do need 4, though. Is a really important thing, because if you don't get 4, we have to keep you alive however many rests you leave off by not getting 4. While you just sleep off bleeding continuously.
And it requires a significant amount of first aid cubes to pull that off.
We've got plenty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I don't think we have enough though.
We don't have enough.
How many do we need?
It's sort of a meta consideration, which normally I'm against, but also this is a TV show that we make for people's entertainment, and art costs money, and you have no grit.
He has one.
He has no grit.
I've got one grit.
That's not enough to make successes.
That's not no. Okay, so you rolled to assist me for sure. That's just how it's gonna go.
You need 5 successes if you do it, Eloise.
Yeah, but I can maybe get 5. I have 5 grit.
Oh, can Porter not get 4?
If I make my own luck or I explode, I can.
Oh.
I'm only rolling 3 dice. I don't have reliability. I have 1 reliability because I have the med kit.
From a math standpoint, Eloise is the better option
here.
From a mathematical standpoint, it is better for Eloise to roll because it is easier for her with her grit even to get more successes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But this would really help, so.
All right, Eloise, you need 5 successes. But Porter is assisting you. So, Porter, you're rolling at a -2 to assist.
I already rolled the first roll, so I'm waiting.
It's +3.
Okay. Okay. I twist the knife twice.
You got 3 successes, and then you twist the knife twice?
I rolled a 1, a 2, a 5, and a 16.
No, wait, that's a plus. It's a +4. I'm sorry.
Oh, +4.
I didn't roll my 1 reliability, so it's +4.
+4. Oh, so you would have done it anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we do it. We did.
Great.
Well, I need to know how much grit you spend.
So the 4 won't get me to the 16, so I still spend 4 grit.
Okay.
Porter's medkit gives you a reliability also, if you factor that in.
Oh.
A lot is happening.
Wait. Okay. Okay. So then I will.
You can roll that 16 again.
I can roll a 16 and then maybe only spend 2 grit.
Oh, actually.
Never keep a die that's on the floor. Never keep a die that's on the floor.
No.
How would you even read it?
How would you read it? The numbers don't appear.
I know. That's a 9. Okay, I only spent 2 grit.
Cool.
I don't even know where it went. It was
you
eaten
were
by
saying
the
something,
elder
Porter?
gods under the couch. Never again to be
Oh.
touched.
I don't think it affects the roll. I was rolling the reliability from the medkit, but I'm assisting, so I don't get that.
Right.
So yeah, it's just
It doesn't
3, and I
change
don't think it
anything.
makes a difference. Okay, good.
Cool. The 3 was all she needed to be able to
Great.
count the successes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So Porter, you remove the armor. You show the through and through. You're like, hey, this time at least there's not a bullet. And yeah, Porter strips down to reveal the wound, and with his instruction and assistance, Eloise, you are able to use the med kit to kind of inject synthetic like sealant into the center of the wound, and then like patch up the like skin on the outside and like bandage it up and stuff. So that's what you guys
Watch
are
out
up
for
to.
that part. That's just the bottom of me lungs, so just sew that bit up so I can, you know, it's not like an air leak. It's fine.
No,
It's fine.
This is fine. No.
You've got this. You've done this once before,
Okay.
right? Ow, I shouldn't laugh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is,
Dex and Gus, you ride down on this one person with a bleeding ear, and Dex, you get to go before he does.
Great. I think as we're riding up, Gus goes, non-lethal, Dex, non-lethal.
Yeah, I hop off this horse in front of this guy.
Yep.
The scenario where you get to live is that you are cooperative enough that he convinces me you've earned it. And I would like to challenge this person.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely,
excellent.
absolutely roll challenge.
very cool.
Now, does fastest gun of the Badlands does not help in challenge at all? No. Okay.
Nita, I'm your Huckleberry.
His highest is a 6.
All right, I got an 11 and a 12. So
Cool. So it does give you a +1 if he chooses to accept the challenge. And he will.
Oh my god, is this fucking Alf?
Freaking dummy! Come on.
yeah, just real quick. Do I recognize this guy with his cracked face mask?
No. You I mean, probably not. It's hard to say. Basically, you wouldn't be able to know. You see like
Okay.
part of an eyebrow. I don't think this is the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
with the like fully cracked thing. This guy just got like it's just cracked. It's not
Yeah, I
ripped
think
off.
that guy went over the front of a horse and then was trained.
Yeah. So
do
you
I see this guy go
so-
for his dead gun?
Gus, you swing by this guy saying non-lethal, and Dex drops down and puts Gus, you see he puts one hand out and the other hand a few inches away from his pistol. As he says, the only way you get out of this alive is if you convince me that, or you convince him that it's worth keeping you alive, or whatever it was that Dex said. And like Gus,
really
you
good.
pull around and pull the reins, and you see this guy square off against Dex. And Gus, you understand this to kind of be suicide by gunslinger, as this guy reaches for his gun, and we are going to roll a quick draw.
No. This is so bad.
He looks at you, Dex. You say that, and like the moment you finish the words, you realize this guy's an idiot, and he's gonna reach for his gun. And your discipline is the only thing that lets you wait, so that the kill can be clean. As he reaches and fumbles for his pistol, and you draw your gun out.
Can I do one thing? Can I make one attempt?
You can say something, but you can't stop this quick draw. It's happening.
I know. What I want to do is I want to put this horse in between them.
Oh, no, that's not an option.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a fucking meta stop a quick draw right here because the horse has to be fine, as we all know.
or like blink and tackle this guy. Like, there's got to be something Gus can do.
There's a
There's
million
literally-
things you think you could do, Gus, but your reaction speed is not fast enough to stop what's happening. You like let go of the reins and you're like, oh my God, I could blink in there. I could grab the guy. I could do all these things. But like the moment you even like start to let go of the reins or tighten your grip on the reins, it's already done. This guy rolled an 8 on his quick draw.
Yeah, so I challenge this guy. I realize he's going to go for his gun. And in the like literal second and a half between I realize he's going to go for his gun and he goes for his gun, the mantra that Isabel taught me of the wardens runs through my head. It's not a thing I say out loud in this moment. There's just not time.
But there's like a flash.
Yeah. I see myself with Isabel like on the mountain the first time she teaches me to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I am the bulwark on which darkness shatters. Unmoved in the eye of the storm, my will is unshakable, my focus unbroken. I am resolute. I reflect on the silence and know myself. And then I draw on this dude. What did you say he got?
An 8.
Okay. So that's 9 times.
So those of you who don't know, quick draw damage in a showdown is calculated differently from all other damage. Normally you take your power and you multiply that by the number of successes you get over the opponent, and that's how much damage you do. There's a limit to how many successes you can count, which is your accuracy. So if you have a gun with an accuracy of 2, you only get to count 2 successes, no matter how many more successes you get over the opponent. However, in quick draw, there's no such limit. You can get as many successes over the opponent as you want. And your power is increased by a number equal to your accuracy. So high accuracy, high power, multiple successes, there's no limit to how much damage you can do to a person.
Now, these aren't hard caliber guns, so the number is smaller than I would like. He takes 36 damage.
Jesus fucking... Okay, hold on. No armor piercing, right?
Zilch. Has armor piercing ever... this is just like a fun behind the scenes. Has armor piercing ever come up in quick draw?
No, absolutely not. The amount of damage you're dealing the amount of damage you're dealing in quick draw, armor piercing is never the differential.
That is actually not true, because that is how Saul Tanner did not die when we went down. Because
didn't use hollow point?
I didn't use hollow point. I didn't have any lift.
Yeah.
Because I ran out in the overnight. Anyway, just saying. It did happen once.
Cool. Yeah. This guy, like the moment the words leave your mouth, you realize this guy's going to reach for his gun, and you wait, and your eyes flash, and you see Isabel there, her hair kind of like blowing in the wind of the mountains. You're looking over the snow-capped mountainscape around the Silent Peak. You can see very, very distant in the distance. You can see like the gentle shape of an opening in one of the mountains, which is a temple that is also part of your guild. And Eloise, or not Eloise, oh no, what's your master's name? Isabel. Isabel just kind of sits down next to you casually. She's not like standing dramatically in front of you. She's just kind of sitting down next to you. You guys have a little campfire, and she's basically like skinning some poultry so that you can eat for the night. And as she just kind of like gently speaks to you, these words sink in. You hear the mantra, and it echoes through time to where you are now. And the moment this guy's hand moves for his gun, in a blink of an eye, Gus, you're tightening your hands on the reins, and in a blink of an eye, Dex's gun is out. This dude has his gun in hand, doesn't get to pull the trigger before Dex puts a bullet right in his forehead, right through the crack that you made, Gus, in his mask. The mask shatters as the bullet passes through into the dude's forehead. He drops down dead, and drops his gun like a foot away from him. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Wait. This wants to chastise Dex.
The session's over.
We
It's
can-
too late.
We can open next session with Gus chastising Dex if you want.
Yeah, we'll give it a second. That's he falls down.
Killed 2 guys. What
Gus,
do you have to say?
Gus, you start forming words in your head, but like everything happens so fast that you're like not quite sure exactly. Like it takes you just a moment longer to process, just long enough for the body to land still on the ground and Dex's barrel to finish smoking as he slides it into his holster. Eloise, you help Porter up, having successfully treated his wound, and the night is silent. The echoing shot of Dex's firearm gone in the wind. That's the end of the session. All right.
We got creamed.
I love a good challenge. Hell yeah. Oh, I love it.
I mean, a 4th Dearborn militia Black Ops team jumped us in the middle of the night with every advantage, and they're the ones who ran away. So I don't know about cream.
Get creamed.
I don't know.
Okay.
I spent the entire
Gus is so-
time on the back of a horse.
I spent the entire time bleeding. Like, what the fuck?
All right, we have
Gus is steamed.
we have a couple questions in the Discord. Also, if you have any questions in the chat, go ahead and throw them out. We're gonna move through these. Argit has a couple more characters for us to build. One is Sherlock Holmes, and the other is Dr. Frankenstein. Sherlock Holmes, I gave some thought to. Absolutely 100% vigilance talent tree, and you take the tier 3 talent Pinkerton, which allows you to ask questions about the scene so you can get like insight that no one else would. 100%. Like super 100% he gets that.
He's also got to have Moxie, not because he's personable, but he's famously very good at disguises.
Also, he's got really good connections. He's got
knows
the
everybody.
Baker Street regulars.
Oh,
so-
sure. Okay, yeah. And
You
then
have all of the Moxie talents that are not about interacting with another human well.
And then the other thing he gets is the know-how talent tree, because then he can have theoretically skilled, which is a tier 3 talent that allows you to, I think, twice per rest, roll your lore instead of any other skill. So that's how he can like be like, I'm gonna go fight this guy. I'm not particularly good at fighting, but what I do understand is like the science behind fighting. So let me just punch this dude in like this part and like punch him here, and now he's dead.
And also,
read
he
this
can make his
once.
own drugs.
Yes.
Yeah,
He would love that.
discombobulated. Hit him in the ears.
What's his ass?
I want to watch the Robert Downey Jr. really shitty.
It's fun. It's a ton of fun. It's not shitty.
It's so stupid and
fun.
Fun.
It's so
They're
dumb.
so enjoyable.
fucking
Such
terrible.
popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, what is the background that gets you that? Is he's not privileged background, is he? I guess.
Oh,
I think he's privileged.
He's
Okay.
super
100%.
privileged.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, I know like in the modern, like the Sherlock.
No. Mycroft, the Holmes family is wealthy and privileged.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like landed gentry for sure.
Okay, because they were like out in the middle of nowhere when he went to go visit his parents, but I guess they were still wealthy.
Right, but they
They were out in
own
the
that
middle of
middle of
no-
nowhere.
The middle of nowhere was theirs. It wasn't like somebody else's middle of nowhere.
It was there,
Hidden
middle-
Prejudice
it was middle
took
of
place in
there,
the middle of
nowhere.
Okay, cool.
Oh, boy.
So privilege
think.
gives you moxie, and then probably path the deputy, right?
Maybe Urbanite. Because, like, listen, none of his triggers are like you arrest somebody. He's there to solve
wait,
the thing.
Urbanite is a history.
Or
not
it's a history. It's history. I don't think he's deputy. I think deputy is maybe the closest you can come in manifest, but I don't think it quite fits.
Yeah, because deputy has like investigatory stuff.
I almost want
What
to
was
give him
the-
I think
what
it
was,
might be Grifter.
I mean,
Grifter,
yeah.
Yeah. What was the one that Sean Sherlock's character was in the like one shot that we had.
I think he was a teacher.
Yeah, teacher. Because secret knowledge.
His teacher has stuff about like finding knowledge and things.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah.
I think he's a hybrid.
He
I
wasn't
think
so
I think he
high
has
all the
multiple paths that he's dipped into.
He's
like,
min-maxed
just
is
so
the thing,
Sherlock.
you know.
when he's come online around like level 9 or 10 or whatever, he's got like a teacher and like a deputy and 2 grifters.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
I think yeah.
Listen,
and-
every good grifter should branch out, is what I'm saying.
So that's what I know for Sherlock. I don't really have a great thing for Frankenstein. Obviously, he has to have the know-how.
I mean, he's Path
Yeah.
of the Doctor for sure.
Oh, sure.
For sure.
He's a privileged doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what other talents he gets besides the know-how talents. I love the idea that the custom or whatever, the custom design, like tier 4 talent, is a custom design on a
man.
on a person.
I mean, I think privilege works because that gets him moxie, and then Doctor gets him know-how. Because like, he collects corpse parts for a long time, and nobody asks any questions about that. So like,
And
he's got to
that's-
be doing something.
That is why,
What?
pun intended, he has good skullduggery.
What if he had? What if he had?
Ooh, scavenger maybe.
Ooh.
Oh no.
That's a good
Um,
path for him.
Oh man.
What
How many
if?
bone cubes do I got?
What if he had the tree that the nature one, the tenacity one,
Metal.
the metal tree, because he can make lightning strike.
Oh my god, absolutely.
I thought you were gonna say so that Frankenstein's monster could be his like companion.
companion.
animal.
I
have
love
created
that.
Life.
I love that so
Victor,
much.
You sewed 2 Workin together.
Honestly, I think maybe. Honestly, I think maybe his Frankenstein in like the full manifest reskin is like a skunk ape that he reanimated.
Dinkless ape.
No, it stinks. It's gotta stink.
Oh my gosh.
The Fabled Stinkless Ape by Frankenstein.
The next question from Argotlam is, how many extendable ladder and footbridges would it take to replace Eloise's ski lift?
Excellent quality is what, like 40 feet?
I'm trying so
I think
hard
it's 50.
to find.
It's somewhere between
Oh no,
40 and
it's
60.
20. No, it's 20, 30, 40. So
Okay, so it's like 1,200 feet divided by
900
40.
feet. 900 feet across.
900? 1,200 feet deep, 900 feet across.
yeah.
So 900 divided by 40.
It's gonna
Like
take 23.
25 or something.
23.
There you go.
It's going to take 23 retractable ladder and footbridges. He is correct. No need to factor in required supports because the whole thing about retractable ladder and footbridges is on the ends of them. It's like kind of like grav tech, high tech stuff that lets it attach to anything. So you can just keep building one that goes out 40 feet and then put another one that goes out 40 feet and then put another.
See, in my head, what they did, and this is much more impractical, they built it up and then they pushed it over.
Nice. And shove.
That way
To
it
cross
could
that
fail,
chasm.
Because, like, if it fails in my scenario, which again, much more impractical, you're on one side of the gorge. If it fails in the other scenario, you are in the middle of the gorge.
Unless you
That's
like put it and then you crank it out and you're cranking it out like in front. Do you know what I mean?
All the way.
So,
Yeah.
so the new piece, you're always on the edge of the cliff, like pushing the rest of it out.
And then the final question from Argotlam in the Discord. Again, if any of you in the chat have a question you want to shoot our way, now's the time. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up. But Argotlam asks, what is the most effective method for a person on Manifest to go for multiple days without sleeping? Asking if there's a tonic that shortens the amount of time that one needs to rest. The answer is no on that. However, you could take tonics that either increase your attribute or skill for durability, because more often than not, when you're staying up really late, you are rolling endure.
Yeah, like I think the best way to do it is if you are purpose building a character whose thing is I don't have to sleep, you're gonna need the hardiness tree for sure. You get as good a durability as you can manage, as best as endure as you can manage, with the hardiness talents to support it, and then a combination of durability tonics and just healing tonics for the times when you don't roll well on endure. You just drink healing tonics and heal up.
Yeah, because basically the way lack of sleep works is you roll endure, and like in the first night it's like not that much damage you have to reduce, but like the second night it gets worse, the third night it gets worse. So like the longer you go without sleep, the more damage you are having to reduce with that endure test. So the more you pump up your endure with like the hardness tree and stuff like that, the more damage you can automatically get out of the way, and makes it, and healing tonics helps a lot. You just basically need to not get to the point where the amount of damage you're getting from lack of sleep exceeds your hit points. Because at that point you're just fucking gone. You're like, oh, I'm dying because I've stayed awake for 5 days.
Or there's always Everlight.
Yes. Alternatively, you can become a ghost.
There you go.
You won't be able to rest.
But like with hardiness, you can get, I think, let's see, just a real quick skim down this. Okay, there's a talent that gets you +2 to endure rolls, so you're at 15. You can get 1 automatic hit on endure rolls, so that's very good. And then like second wind, if you beef it. Oh no, here's 10 hit points I just had lying around. You can get very good.
I think you can
not
probably
sleeping.
stay awake if you like really make a purposeful character. You could stay awake for 6 days, maybe 7, depending on how mean your GM is.
Yeah, I think at a certain point it is on the GM. Like, at a certain point, it's on the GM to start imposing negatives on these rolls.
Yeah.
Because if you never impose negatives on the rolls, I think you can stay awake basically functionally forever for whatever purpose in game you're doing. Like, eventually you will fail, but without negatives on that, realistically, this character is rolling 5 dice at a 15 with a reroll and gets 1 automatic hit.
Yeah. No, I as a GM would absolutely be like, all right, it's been a handful of days. Time for you to take a -2. Okay, it's been a handful of days more. Time for you to take a -6, right? Like,
And so you have to also have the grit to go it strong. So whatever you do, whatever you're doing, you have to make sure that you're at least hitting 2 of your triggers. In order
Unless
to
you're doing
keep
like a
that
David
grit
Blaine
going.
thing, where like the thing is staying awake.
Ooh, next week, can we talk about how you could longest stay in a block of ice?
ooh.
Manifest.
I think it's the same character.
Oh, yeah,
It's still
what
endure.
we've made is David Blaine.
Except for you also need to survive. You need the
You need
survival
metal,
armor.
so
Yeah.
you can.
David
Metal.
Delane.
And
This armor is vented, so I don't take fatigue from the cold.
Ooh. All right, cool. Then
Next
we are
week we're
gonna
making
wrap
Chris
up for the night. I don't see any other questions. There's a question about Covert barely not killing a guy in quick draw.
Oh, that's when we were talking about whether armor piercing is ever not killed, like ever mattered or whatever. And in the very first session that we played of this stream, when Ryan Covert was playing with us, he played a
I
gunslinger,
think he played a gunslinger.
and he didn't kill the guy that he challenged.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Uh-oh, was that because of armor piercing?" And I was like, "No, Covert just didn't get enough."
He got like 1 success.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, we're gonna be back on next month, June 1st. June 1st, we're gonna be playing again. So that is the plan. We're going to be here at 8 p.m. Central, June 1st. Continuing on, our drifters have successfully defeated the people who were attacking them. And there's going to be some drama, and maybe they'll find out some
No one will
information.
chastise Dex.
Dex
But-
a perfect boy who did nothing wrong.
But the night is not over. The night is young-ish, depending on where you are. And so we are going to do a raid, and this time I looked up the raid ahead of time. Not like very far ahead of time. It was like 2 minutes ago. And I found a channel that is playing Blades in the Dark. Which we had a lot of fun playing.
Addie, your favorite.
Addie is so mad. Addie,
I
look,
love Blades in the Dark.
so we had the last season of our podcast was Blades in the Dark, and it was fun to play, but Addie had to learn it super fast and had a lot of trouble like bringing it to the table. And so she basically, it was not that fun for her. But we had fun. We were the Church of Many Tentacles. We did a bunch of fun stuff. Dan was the Goo Child.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anything else that happened on that season. I know you guys did cool stuff.
Goo
And
Child.
Addie said to me, "Hello, my Goo Child," and that's the only thing that matters about that whole season. It's incredible. I highly encourage you listen to
You
it.
should go listen to it. We had a lot of fun playing it, even though Addie was struggling to run it. But these guys are playing it. And
She did a great job.
I'm
No one can
Yeah,
tell
she
me
did.
otherwise.
I'm not 100% sure if I don't think they're doing character creation. It is the second episode, they say. And it looks like maybe they're planning their next job. Either way, let's jump in there. It's a grim, dark, cool steampunk thing. We're gonna jump in there. Ghostpunk. Better than steampunk. Ghostpunk.
Give me a count on how many Goo children.
Machines run on ghosts instead of steam.
So it looks like I think maybe they are a cult as well. So, we are going to jump in there, give them all of the love from Waypoint. If you have emotes, throw them in there. Say
Throw your
hello.
players in the chat. The boy lived.
So
Boy
throw
lived,
the
put 'em in the
porters in the chat. And if you like their content, maybe throw a follow their way. Otherwise, at least give them a chance. Say hello. We love anyone who's playing tabletop games, so we want to support them. Let's see. What is their name? That's wild. Their name is Actual Play.
So they were first.
Wow.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
They
insane.
went dormant.
How
until
did
the
they?
stars
How
were
did they
right.
get that? All right, here we go. We're gonna
spell
raid
actual?
Actual Play.
The actual play?
The Actual Play. Yeah, we're gonna jump in there and watch them play some Blades in the Dark. Let's do it. All right, thank you all so much. We'll see you next time on the 1st of next month. Wee!
Follow and subscribe.
Follow and subscribe. We love you.
Smash that subscribe.
Oh wait, it's we got there. We're queuing it up. We're queuing it up.
I can't keep this wave going
Ah,
much longer.
keep waiting.
Double
Keep waiting. Don't let go. All right, goodbye, guys. We love you.